Here we are again, folks. Welcome to CampusNation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. Week 2, high school football. I'm Tony Mancuso, your play-by-play guy tonight. Rick Phillips will be chiming in every now and then. We got the whole crew here. Joe and Chase Holdren on cameras, Dean Thompson on cameras, Sydney Phillips running the electricity. It's just a whole big show up here in the visitors' press box at Miami Trace Stadium. Beautiful Friday, August 27, week 2 of the 2021 football season. The Wilmington team coming out first. They'll be dressed in white tonight, trimmed in their black and orange, black pants, black numerals, trimmed in orange. We saw the Miami Trace team warming up a little bit earlier. They're not yet on the field. We're counting down the start of this game, and let's tell you a little bit about where we are. Last week, Wilmington dropped a 48-31 game to Hamilton Ross in their home opener, a game that was closer than the score. Even though it was 41-38, I felt like that game was a lot closer than that. Last week, Miami Trace Panthers lost on the road to Waverly, which is a powerhouse team, 42-3. I'm told they got the first field goal of the game to take a 3-0 lead, but after that,
I'm trying to remember
shut out.
Waverly played Massey in the playoffs last year, I think, or played Wilmington, one of the two.
I think Waverly.
Yeah.
And
Wilmington
Massey.
and Massey, yeah.
Massey,
Okay.
I think
All
so.
right.
I do think that's right. So we've got Miami Trace Panthers. Weston Melvin will be the starting quarterback. He's a senior. Jaden LeBeau will be probably the feature running back along with Garrett Guess. Of course, the Wilmington Hurricane led by senior quarterback Cameron McAvoy. The two junior runners, Thane McCoy, number 24, Thad Stuckey, number 26, both juniors. Of course, senior Isaiah Rigling, junior Tanner Killen, tight end Jeff Valentine make up most of the offensive powerhouse of the Wilmington Hurricane. Rick, what do you think about tonight?
Well, I think that if you take both Wilmington and Miami Trace and you look at the teams, Miami Trace has been building now for several years. I think Wilmington probably is a better team than last week indicated, although Hamilton Ross was not a bad team. So I think that all in all, Wilmington, I would say, has the edge in this game this evening. Now, only time will tell, and we'll know here in just a few minutes as the game starts.
Well, as we kick this off, let's tell the audience it is awful sunny and a lot of glare. Is glary a word?
Well,
glary is probably not a word.
We're on the Los Angeles side of the press box.
Right. I mean, there is a lot of glare up here to where we might be a count slow in identifying numbers and situations until the sun goes down. After that, perhaps it'll be a lot quicker and on cue a little bit faster. Wilmington is going to be kicking off to Miami Trace. Kicking off to our right, defending the right. Miami Trace will be going from left to right on your screen. And the referees have set the ball, and we're just about ready to go, Rick.
I like those Trace unis. They're really slick.
Interesting. What color is that? Black and white?
Black and white and with a touch of gold.
There's the opening kick by Parker Henry and a tackle inside the 20. Looked like the return man was Jaden Rowe, number 4, if we got that right. He is a senior for the Miami Trace Panthers. So Miami Trace takes over first down on the very first possession of the game. Looks like the ball will be marked at about the... We have a flag down, so we're going backwards already, Rick.
That's right. A penalty, it looks like, on Trace.
So there's it looks like an illegal use of hands penalty, so the ball will be spotted at the 11-yard line. So Miami Trace
They're in a
starts,
hole.
starts in a hole.
Yeah.
Back pinned down on their own 11.
Now, on that side of the stadium, Dean Thompson is down on the floor there with the players, so you'll get some of his shots from a great angle as far as right there on the carpet.
A shotgun snap and immediately tackled. Big tackle by number 34. That's Blaze Johnson, the defensive end for Wilmington. The carry made by the quarterback, Weston Melvin, a keeper for about a loss of 1, maybe spotted him back to the line, Rick. So it's 2nd and 10-ish, a little bit more than 10. There's a pitch out.
It was snuffed.
Wilmington defense is all over this.
Yeah, another loss.
Inside the 5, so Miami Trace going backwards to start this game.
And of course, we will, as time goes on, we will get you some shots of that incredible Miami Trace High School big screen television scoreboard. They have got all going on with the stadium here. The stadium is absolutely fantastic. The campus of Miami Trace is beautiful.
Beautiful.
All the schools located on one campus. Nothing less than first class.
Yes.
And Aaron Hammond, who is the athletic director here, we certainly want to thank him for inviting us in to do this game this evening on Campus Nation.
It's a 3rd and long play. It looks like the ball was caught. Weston Melvin to number 33, Landon Cope. Going to be well short of a first down, and it looks like we're in a punting situation already. So Wilmington, a quick 3 and out.
Trace.
Well, on defense, a quick 3 and out.
Well, that's true. And Wilmington, I would say, their advantage.
Well, hold on a minute. There's no punter in the game, Rick. Oh, now he's dropping back. All
the
right.
advantage Wilmington has over most teams is it's got a stellar defense. Always has. And, of course, Killen, he has that defensive mind.
It's Weston Melvin that kicks it away. Back on the 3 and muffed, but recovered.
But he's hit immediately.
By number 3, that's Adrian Cody, the junior.
That'll be about the 45.
So muffed the kick,
44,
but fell on it.
Yeah.
So we're 44-yard line for Wilmington on their first possession. A quick 3 and out defensive stand. Nothing doing for the Miami Trace offense. Rick, they had trouble last week too scoring. So like you said, could be a defensive dominated game tonight by the Wilmington Hurricane. Wonder if you could turn my headset up just a little bit, or Mike.
How's that? The headset is what I turned up. The mic is plenty loud enough. I don't want to.
Try the headset, just a hair.
A little more?
Just a little bit. There we go.
You getting old, Tony?
Yes, got old quick.
Too much hair in your ears?
Much too quickly. Cameron McAvoy, a keeper up the middle.
Looks like he gained about 5.
So a play to kind of get the momentum going. Straight up the middle with a quarterback keep, gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 9. Just short of midfield. We've just started here on CampusNation.com. The YouTube channel of Campus Nation. It's Wilmington Hurricane versus the Miami Trace Panthers. 2 teams looking for their first win.
Oh, nice play. Nice play.
And I think he's going to go, Rick.
Well,
it's number 26, of course, Thad Stuckey breaking out of the scrum, making his way all the way down to about the 25-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. Big run by number 26, Thad Stuckey, the junior running back. So Wilmington is threatening for an early score. Coming up on 9 minutes. Well, it's 9:11 left first quarter, so we're very early in this one. McAvoy comes to the line, surveys the defense.
Actually, some clouds coming in like it might rain.
It helped the glare, that's for sure.
It did.
There's Stuckey.
Much more pleasant.
Gains maybe 2. Second and 8. Yeah, this is a lot there. Joe Holdren, our cameraman, said exactly the gospel. He said, we're getting a little relief now, and we're getting it from 2 ways. there's a little breeze, and plus the clouds have taken the glare down some. As Stuckey busts into the line on the right, handoff, inside handoff, busts it out to the off tackle play just across the 20. I think he's going to be short of a first down. They're going to mark it, Rick, like 3rd and 4.
That's what it is. 3rd and 4 from the 19-yard line. Hurricane on the move. And obviously, this is 4-down territory.
You'd think so.
Yeah, they're not even, I don't think they'll even attempt a field goal.
No, I wouldn't think. Not from that distance.
Not with 4 yards to make up.
Even though Parker Henry's got a good leg, I think
fantastic.
It might be a little bit beyond the range at this early stage of the game. McElroy handoff to Stuckey, who breaks to the right. I don't think we're going to have to worry about a field goal because that looks like a first down run.
Down to the 10. Looks like a pickup of 9. They got it marked on the 12. Pickup of 7. Still a first down.
First down for Wilmington on their first possession.
Ball's on the 11.
Just started here at Miami Trace Stadium. Another beautiful night for football. It looks like maybe some rain might come, though. Maybe.
We weren't supposed to have any, but you never know. This is Ohio.
Overcast is now which. McElroy looked like a mix-up on the handoff. Stuckey.
I was going to say they didn't drop the ball.
Jumps into the line after a mishandled snap. But no harm, no foul because Wilmington did not cough the ball up and not much of a gain.
All right, we're going to see if the Hurricane can draw first blood here. They've got 1st and 10 on the 11-yard line. Actually, it's...
yeah, that's not right.
No, they haven't even got the scoreboard updated. So there's a foul.
I think we had a 2nd down run.
No, there's a foul.
There is a penalty, personal foul on Miami Trace.
Half the distance
so what we're going to get is a mark off and a first down, Rick.
So it is a 1st and 10. I was half right,
He was
Tony.
right. 1st and goal, I think, now from about the 8.
Yeah, it should be.
Amazing how the lack, I'm always begging for more and more sun, but tonight I was begging for less sun.
Well, I just hope that it's not a result of rain because we'd like to have that camera down on the field that Dean is running.
Yes, we got a break with the glare at least. McElroy under center, takes the snap, back to pass to the left, overthrows. Isaiah wriggling in the end zone, incomplete.
We're going to have to pay Dean some extra money. He's going to say, I got hit. I almost got hit. Dean always says that.
Got hit by the ball?
Yeah, the ball went.
Oh, it won't hurt you.
It was within like 20 feet of him, so that was a close call as far as he's concerned.
Dean, if a football hurt you, then...
So Dean is on camera.
We're going to apologize for
Joe
that.
Holdren is up here in the press box. My wife, Sydney Alexis, is at the switcher, and she is trying to bring you the best shots. And Chase will be in here to help us. And, of course, Tony Mancuso, a man that's extraordinaire. You're an attorney by day, and you're a broadcaster at night. Is that it?
Well, it's not the reverse, so...
Well, you make a lot more money in your day job,
I'm not sure what an attorney at night would even do.
Night court?
What would we do?
Is there night court?
I mean, we'd be on the phone, on the computer. But
so it must have a Hawaiian theme tonight because a lot of the cane cheerleaders, and there's a whole cheering section of fans, and they're all wearing all that Hawaiian gear.
That sounds good.
It's luau, not luau.
Luau game.
That's right.
When does the plane leave? I've never been there. Have you guys been there?
Hawaii?
Never been.
No.
Everybody says it's the most gorgeous place
Sydney's
on
been
earth.
to how many countries?
Have you been to Hawaii?
27. She's never.
Yep.
Well, that's not another country, Tony.
Well, that's true.
Part of the United States.
I know that. Have you ever been to Hawaii is a question. It had nothing to do with a country.
Don't lawyer up on me now.
Cameron McElroy in the shotgun on 2nd and goal.
Another pass.
Fires this time. It's a touchdown.
Is that a penalty?
It's a touchdown reception for Adrian Cody.
He caught the ball.
McAvoy to Cody for the touchdown.
And then they put a hurting on him, but it was sort of a delay there. I'm surprised they didn't throw a flag.
Well, he took a beating after the catch, but of course he holds on. Great throw, great catch, especially considering the hit. So we're at 6-0.
Was there a replay, Sydney?
Wilmington
Very
takes
good.
the early lead. Parker Henry on for the point after touchdown.
So on our instant replay, we caught that for you.
Snap is down. Parker's kick is good. So on a touchdown pass from Cameron McAvoy to the Wilmington receiver, Adrian Cody, it's 7-0 with the point after touchdown. What'd you think of that drive, Rick?
It was hurricane-like.
Perfect.
It looked good, Joe. We caught it. We had it on instant replay. No, this was exactly what we expected. The Hurricane should not have any problem moving the ball. And, of course, they've got that stellar defense, so they're going to stop a lot of drives by Miami Trace.
Well, Miami Trace sure stumbled the first time they had the ball. Had trouble on the kick return and then moved back on a penalty and then
well, the good thing is they get another try.
Struggled to move it out of there and had to punt. So you couldn't ask for a better start for the Wilmington Hurricane. Out 7-0 on the lead with 7:02 left first quarter. We're in a situation here where Miami Trace needs to stay in the game and not get beat up early. They don't look like the type of team with a lot of comeback firepower. So it works in reverse, Rick. If Wilmington can get out to a lead, perhaps it'll be Coast City in the second half. So here's Parker Henry's kickoff. It's a bouncing kickoff that is going to stay. Yes, did it stay in bounds? It did. Wow. So number 34, Austin Bodecker, picked up that ball and stepped out of bounds with it. So we have a squib kick by Parker Henry of the Wilmington Hurricane, which was effective. Let's see if the Miami Trace offense can get going. Tough on the first drive. So quarterback Weston Melvin comes out in a shotgun formation. Single back is Jaden LeBeau behind him. And it is a handoff to LeBeau, who bowls into the line for a very, very short gain. Might be one, might be two. 2nd and 9, so they did give him a yard on that carry. 7-0, Wilmington out ahead of Miami Trace. First quarter action, 6:34 to go and counting. 2nd and long for Miami Trace. There is number 18, Weston Melvin on the keeper. Sprint out to the left. Makes his way across the 21-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and about 1.
So on the scoreboard, they have 3rd and 5.
Make it 5, sorry. Like I said, there's glare here.
Well, and
so
half
it's
the
hard
time you
to
don't
see.
know whether you want to believe the scoreboard or you want to believe your own eyes.
And nice breakaway run by number 17.
He could go all the way. Oh.
That is Jaden LeBeau, who looked like he broke some early tackles and was going to be hit for a loss, but he busts out across midfield all the way to the 41-yard line.
Good run, good
big
run.
run by the the Miami Trace running back.
And if you recall, last week we had a player from Ross run all over Wilmington.
Yes, he did, over
and
200
I'm sure
yards.
Trace has seen the film, and they know how to attack from running. that might be one of the Hurricane weaknesses.
We had him unofficially 17 carries for 238 yards. Riley Caldwell, 3 touchdowns for Hamilton Ross.
He was open, he just didn't catch the pass.
That is a good point, Rick. Wilmington struggled stopping the run last week.
Yeah, if there's going to be anything that keeps Trace in this game, it'll be the fact that they can continue to run against the Hurricane with impunity.
2nd and 10. This is Miami Trace's second drive.
False move? Or
I think we're going to have an encroachment.
So it's going to go against the Hurricane, cost them 5 yards.
Yes, the official marking it the wrong way for Wilmington. Guess it's the right way if you're a Miami Trace fan.
Well, I guess it's the right way if the penalty was encroachment too.
So it'll be a 2nd and 5. The ball's on the 36-yard line. Picks up 5 yards via penalty, the easy way. There's a pitch to LeBeau. Got some running room. Crosses inside the 35-yard line. Jaden LeBeau, the senior running back for the Panthers. We're at about the 34 is where they mark it. This is a big 3rd and 3. And speaking of 4-down territory, I think this is 4-down territory.
I would say they're already in 4-down territory. That's for sure. I don't think they would attempt a field goal unless they get much closer.
Way too far. There's no Justin Tucker out there, I don't think.
It'll be a pass.
There's a rollout pass by Weston. Melvin is incomplete.
Had to lead him a little too much. Just got a hand on it.
Looks like it was intended for number 33, Landon Cope. So I'm sure they're going for it. I can't imagine a punt from this distance.
Yeah, there's absolutely no reason to punt.
So it's 4th and about 3. Big defensive stand here for Wilmington.
I was going to say, I can't tell. It looks like they got a punter out there.
Well, it's the same. It's the same
formation.
Kid.
Yeah.
Let's see if he. Yeah, it's
Up
a
man
short
takes
snap.
it. He's trying to do and he does. He does.
Bust out of there.
And
that's
it's
LeBeau,
a touchdown.
who is going to be
almost
stopped and tackled at the 5-yard line.
Smart play. Caught the Hurricane napping.
A touchdown saving tackle by Adrian Cody as Jaden LeBeau busts ahead to about the 5. Kudos. It was 4th and 3, and Weston Melvin was dropped back in punt formation, but there was not going to be a punt in that situation. Of course, the up snap to Jaden LeBeau.
You could say a little bit of trickery, but the Hurricane had been guilty of that before too. So,
well, the kids were distracted by the formation, so the coach Jerry Williams' formation worked because that was not a punting situation, obviously.
So they got a timeout on Miami Trace. We want to let everybody know we are not doing the game with Clinton Massey tonight at Anderson, simply because the way that it works, Spectrum has the rights to do any of the broadcasts they want to do. All they've got to do is announce that they're going to do the broadcast. They didn't do any division that Massey's in. They didn't do any of those divisional games last year. But I think that because of the COVID situation and the fact that we're doing live broadcasts on Friday night now, they decided to go down to the lower divisions and do those games as well. So Anderson and Clinton Massey. Anderson is in Forest Park, Ohio, which is a suburb of Cincinnati. That game, and we'll try to get some scores so we can keep you up to date on what's going on with that game. But that game is on Spectrum, and I think in most cases you're either going to have Spectrum or you're going to have to pay to stream it to your television or to your phone.
Well, it's 1st and goal for Miami Trace at the 5-yard line. There's LeBeau, who's been the workhorse on this drive. No, that's not LeBeau. It's number 33, which is Landon Cope, who was stopped for a loss. So that was not LeBeau. It's second and goal still. 9 for a touchdown. No first down on this drive. You're either scoring a touchdown, kicking a field goal, or turning it back over. No more first downs. Unless there's a penalty. I guess it's possible, huh? So Jaden LeBeau is stuffed for a big loss. Big tackle by the Wilmington defense.
Once again, the Hurricane rise to the occasion.
A jailbreak defensive stand. LeBeau had nowhere to go. So now it's a big third and goal from now the 12-yard line, Rick.
So, Tony, they're going the wrong direction.
Well, I think if they get in punt formation here, I think the Wilmington kids will know there's no punt coming.
Or at least they'll be there's not going to be any punt.
Right. Because that punt formation threw them off, which allowed for the big bust-out run for the first down.
Well, it surprised us. We didn't think they were going to
Well,
punt.
I'm looking, saying there's no punt here,
Yeah.
but of course there wasn't.
Try a pass. No one open. No one open. He's going to try to run for it, and he's got in the lane.
He's in. What a nice run. Weston Melvin scurrying around looking for an open receiver. There was no one open. So he turns it back inside and scampers for a 12-yard touchdown run. So Weston Melvin.
So right now 7-6. Hurricane with a 1-point lead.
Nice looking play.
Very nice.
This is Zachary Warnock, the kicker, a junior, trying for the extra point. That looked good. So we're 7-7.
Good drive by the Panthers.
Wilmington 7, Miami Trace 7 with 2:14 to go. Back in our youth, Rick, you used to see a lot of kickers with numbers like 89.
Well, Tony,
you don't see it
in those days
anymore.
they had the leather helmets.
Well, I'm a little bit younger than that, but you don't see kickers usually wearing number 89 like in the 1960s. But Zachary Warnock, number 89, the kicker for the Panthers, drills the extra point. So we're tied at 7 here at Miami Trace Stadium. Wilmington 7, Miami Trace 7.
And of course, we have sort of, I guess you could say, an interest in both these teams. Miami Trace, in one sense, is our home team as far as WZAA 106.9 LPFM. We're in Jeffersonville, Ohio. Our studios are in downtown Jeffersonville, Ohio. We moved, a transmitter and the antenna are down there. We moved our broadcast studios to Wilmington. And so we sort of have a footprint in both Fayette County as well as Clinton County.
So here's Zachary Warnock, number 89, the kicker. What a boot inside, and it's
going to be a
touchback.
Very nice.
What a strong leg. Isaiah Rigling just watches the ball go in the end zone for the touchback. So Wilmington will take over on their second drive of the game. 1st and 10 from the 20. 7-7 score early. 2:14 left in the first quarter. So McElvoy comes to the line, surveys the defense on 1st and 10 for Wilmington.
Some movement.
And
nice
it's number 26. That's Thad Stuckey again for Wilmington, the workhorse running back. Takes it out across the 25. About a 7-yard run, Rick. A nice, good first down gain for Thad Stuckey. Good looking run. That kid runs hard. He sure does.
Makes some good cuts.
Yes, you can tell he's got the running back gene. He just looks and acts and runs like a running back. We had trouble on the exchange, but McAvoy falls on it, so a busted play that goes nowhere.
All right, so here's some news hot off the presses. Believe it or not, we weren't supposed to have any rain tonight, but apparently the Anderson game is with Massey. It has been called off because of bad weather, and they will play tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. at Anderson. So the Massey game is not on tonight. It's we're the only game in town, I guess you could say.
What, does
right?
that change the broadcast? Is Spectrum still going to do it?
They'll still do it.
All right.
I think. Now, I don't know. If they don't, then
what if they have Olympics or something to do tomorrow at that hour?
Yeah, or
a presidential debate.
Well,
or
no,
something
I think
like that.
What's that? What's the thing with the little round
golf
stone that they use the brooms and what's that? Curling.
Curling.
I think
match.
they have curling in the morning tomorrow. Curling at 10 o'clock, so they may not be able to have the Massey game. Well, we'll check into it.
Yeah, check it out.
If there's some way
you
we
might
can,
have a game.
We'll just have to see. Did you do like a rain dance something, Tony? Are you trying to do that so we'd be able to do both games?
Why not? If I could do a dance tonight, it would be an air conditioning dance. McAvoy's pass is short of his intended receiver. That's the tight end, number 39, Jeff Valentine. It falls short at his feet on the third down.
So good
throw.
stop by the Panthers. They're going to make the Hurricane.
It's Parker Henry back in punt formation.
Thank goodness we've got Parker Henry because I'm not going to say anything because I'll probably.
You've done that a lot, Rick.
Yeah, I know.
Every time you
I'm not gonna say. I'm not making any comment until after the kick.
Every time you comment on a kicker, they either miss or have a missed kick. So, and there's flags everywhere. There looks like there's movement on the line of scrimmage.
So 8. So maybe in a half an hour. They're saying that we might have some possible rain at 8 o'clock. Well, at least in Washington Courthouse, and we're close enough to it that more likely. Let's hope that all the rain.
I'm going to predict we don't get any.
Well, no,
here.
Because actually, if you look at the clouds, they're going to the left. That's towards Courthouse. To the right, over towards the studio, WZA is warding off the bad rain. So,
what was the weather like at that game for it to be called off?
There must have been. Well, look at these clouds, the cloud formation. If that was over us and there was rain coming down, and they have to worry about the lightning. That's
what I'm wondering, if there was lightning trouble.
Good kick.
Henry boots it out of there and gets a favorable bounce. It is returned
about 5 yards
by number 22 of the Miami Trace Panthers. That's Ashton Connell.
Still in Wilmington territory, though.
So Miami Trace takes over on the Wilmington side of the field with a chance to go ahead.
That's right. They could possibly go ahead.
Don't have much left in quarter number 1. 15 seconds to go. Ball be on the 43-yard line of Wilmington. So Miami Trace with very good field position starting this drive. Might be the last play of the quarter. Weston Melvin in shotgun formation. There's a pitch.
Oh,
number 1, that's Asher LeBeau.
I saw some lightning.
I'm going to guess Asher is Jaden's brother. We don't have that confirmed, but there's a pitch to Asher LeBeau who is brought down. That is going to end quarter number 1. So at the end of the first quarter here at Miami Trace Stadium, it is Wilmington 7, Miami Trace 7. On CampusNation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. Our sister station, WCAA 106.9 LPFM, out of Jeffersonville. I'm Tony Mancuso. Rick Phillips is on the color and also got his hand on the controls. Sydney Phillips with both of her hands on the controls. Joe Holdren, Chase Holdren, Dean Thompson working the cameras. We've got the whole crew out here tonight, folks, as we start the second quarter.
Yeah, now I don't. They changed the rules as far as if they see lightning or thunder. So I don't know how they've revised that, but there was what appeared to be some thunder in the distance, some lightning in the distance. So they haven't indicated anything about stopping play. So that's good.
2nd and 16. Back to throw and way overthrown. That ball by Weston Melvin got away from him, intended for number 4, Jaden Rowe, but way over his head, incomplete.
So Tony, how long did it take you to come down here?
About an hour.
Yeah, because you normally came down to the studio and then you went on to whatever game we were doing even further down towards some of the other schools that Wilmington plays in the past. And so this is just like almost coming to our old studio.
Whatever road I took, which I just listened to the
GPS.
navigation lady telling me where to go, there was absolutely no cars on that road.
Oh, the pocket has collapsed and there is a flag.
There's a flag, and Weston Melvin is.
But the question
stayed on his feet for a while.
There must be a holding against Trace. They were afraid that someone was going to get to their quarterback and there was a hold.
You talk about a team tackle. That was team defense at its finest there.
And there is a hold. Wilmington is going to wave it off and they're going to bring up 4th down.
So even though this drive started promising for Miami Trace inside the Wilmington.
Well, no, it's 3rd and 16. So are they going to?
Yeah, it's 3rd down.
Yeah, 3rd down.
Excuse me, it is not 3rd down. It's 4th down.
Yeah, it should be. 4th and 19, and they're going for it. Or
no, they're going to punt.
Well, they really punt, Tony.
Yes, this time
this
they will.
This is a punting situation.
Weston Melvin doubles as the punter, and he does kick it away. It's Isaiah Wriggling with the catch on the 27.
Got some room.
Out to the left.
Got the sideline.
He's got the sideline.
He's going.
And he's out of bounds at about the 48. And Rick, I saw lightning in the background too.
Was it over to the right?
I saw it straight ahead to the left.
Ahead. That's where I saw it, up to the left there. But that is going away from us, hopefully.
Well, what's that mean in terms of?
I don't think anymore.
A game stoppage.
Yeah, I don't think they stop the game unless it looks like it's closer. Now, I don't know. Once again, I think they changed the rules and they try as much as possible to keep it going. They don't want anyone to get struck by lightning, of course. They've got to worry about the players. They got to worry about the fans. And obviously, if they stop play, they usually will ask people to leave the stands because these are aluminum stands. And, if there was a lightning strike on a stand, you could still electrify a few people here.
Well, we'll see how that unfolds, but even I must confess, under penalty of perjury, that I did see a lightning flash.
Well, see, what would be the bad luck is if we get that same thunderclap that they got and this game gets postponed, they would probably play this game tomorrow at 10 o'clock here. So we'd be right back here for the second part of the game.
Well, it is 2nd and 8. Ball is at the 49-yard line. Wilmington possession. McAvoy with an outside pitch to Isaiah Wriggling, and he is going to get a 1st down inside the 40.
Looks like he took out a Miami Trace player on the sideline there.
Nice play by
and he's limping.
Cameron McAvoy.
Who is that, number 33?
Holding on to the ball
number 32.
With a pitch.
Number 32 got decked. He was standing on the sideline a little too close, and the Wilmington player actually took him to the ground, and he got up a little limpy.
A sideline guy?
A Miami Trace player.
Oh, you know you're having
number 32.
Yeah, you know you're having bad luck when you're on the sideline and you get hit.
Oh, Bill Raybeck, he had as a coach when he coached East Clinton, he was taken out by a play.
I can't wait to tell him, or can't wait to razz him for that. That is so embarrassing.
Yeah, he was in a cast. He broke a leg or something like that. Now, Dean doesn't get hazard pay if he gets struck by lightning, so forget that. It's one thing to get hit by a football. It's another thing if he gets hit by lightning, that's not covered in our insurance.
that Schumer clown, or Shermer rather. See, it's Shermer, not Schumer. Pat Shermer, one of those clown coaches the Browns have, if you recall, got hurt that way. So Bill is following in one of his heroes' footsteps.
He loves the Browns, that's for sure.
If it can happen to Pat Shermer, clownish coach of the Browns, then it can happen to Bill Raybeck.
And of course, you're a big Bengals fan, so you don't really have any love for the Cleveland team.
It did happen to Davey Shula once. If you're a big Bengals fan, you do remember that. You try to forget that he was ever on the sideline as a head coach.
Yeah, that was a...
I saw it. I saw Davey dancing around.
He didn't get his father's coaching skills, let's put it that way.
Must have taken after his mom.
I didn't know. Did she coach in the NFL?
There's Stuckey bowling into the line. It's going to bring up a 4th down and about 2.
So once again, Tony, I think as we've seen, it looks like the dark clouds and the weather are heading more towards Washington Courthouse and away from us.
Yes.
This stadium is outside of Washington Courthouse. If you're not familiar with where it is, it's on 41, but it's outside of Washington Courthouse heading towards Jeffersonville.
So there's a handoff into the line and fighting for 1st down yardage. I think he has it. That's a very big bull run by number 15, Josh Snell, the big Husky fullback for the Wilmington Hurricane, and he bowls ahead for the 1st down. Snell is their tough runner inside, Rick. Gets those grinding yards. You don't see a pure fullback too much anymore in this millennium.
He's got some room.
There's another tough run by Thad Stuckey.
Nice run.
Makes it down to about the 21-yard line on 1st down. Tough, hard, aggressive running by Stuckey, as usual. Like I say, he's got that RB gene in his running through his blood because he really does move like a running back.
How's Dean doing down there, Sydney? You doing okay down there in the camera?
McElvoy on 2nd and 2, drops back to pass, fires in the end zone. Valentine got tripped up.
He said he was held up.
I think he tripped over his own feet, but there's no call, no flag, and I think that was
a good call.
I think that was a good call.
Yeah, he simply ran into the Trace player. He was not. I didn't see any hands on him.
No, these officials' jobs are difficult. You can't see and call everything, and you're subject to human error, of course. When they make a mistake, we should point it out, but when they make a good call, we should point it out too. And
absolutely.
That was a good one.
We never make any mistakes, do we, Tony?
A good non-call. It's 3rd and 2.
Got it.
It's Stuckey inside, and he busts ahead.
He's still going.
On his feet.
Oh, the ball was
on the
loose.
ground. Is that going to be marked a fumble? No.
No, he's down.
The officials are calling
They're indicating the ball was down.
So a big run by Thad Stuckey converts the 1st down, and as he was barreling into the end zone, he did lose control of the football, and Miami Trace actually recovered, but the officials marked it down. So a big break for Wilmington. They maintain possession, 1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
After this touchdown, Chase, bring the camera up so they can see the clouds that we are contending with here. The lights are on, of course.
7:26 to go, 1st quarter. Stuckey on the handoff is hit in the backfield and might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
There is what we're dealing with, folks. The thunder clouds, and occasionally some lightning bursts, but most of them are moving to the left, which would be towards the Washington Courthouse area.
Which means gone?
Maybe. Maybe.
Well, I predicted that 20 minutes ago.
Now, this was the anniversary of what, Katrina? And we're seeing a hurricane bearing down on New Orleans again.
Here we go again. McAvoy back to throw, rolls left.
He's going to
He's going
run.
to keep it. Is he going to get to the end
He's got
zone?
it.
Yes. He's a touchdown run for Cameron McAvoy,
Good
the
heads-up play.
senior quarterback. Cameron McAvoy, an 8-yard run, looked like he was looking to throw the ball, but kept it under center, made a cut to the outside and into the end zone for the touchdown for Wilmington. So we're at 13-7. Wilmington pending the extra point by Parker Henry. So here's Henry with Isaiah Wriggling holding. The kick is good. And we are 14 for Wilmington, 7 for Miami Trace with 6:35 to go in the first half. Nice drive there, Rick.
Very nice drive.
As we hear the bands playing, that's part of the hoopla of high school football.
And I assume that sounds like is that the Miami Trace band or is that the Wilmington band over there?
Well, it's got to be the Miami Trace band, but why would they be playing in celebration of a Wilmington touchdown?
Well, they probably wouldn't. So it must be Wilmington brought their pep band, their marching band.
They are here. We can't see, but okay. Well, then it was odd that we heard band play, so I guess it's confirmed that it makes sense that it'd be the Wilmington band celebrating a Wilmington touchdown. That's usually how it works. When I heard band music, I'm thinking, why is Miami Trace celebrating a touchdown? Now, no offense, folks, but it is look like it's getting a little bit more weather challenged in the last minute or two. So this rumor that it was going to the left, if that's the left, then I'm confused. It's coming our way.
Well, as long as none of those clouds have anything drop down out of them. Oh, this
There's a
kick.
short pooch squib kick
out of
that
bounds?
is going to. Wow.
Oh, okay. Out of bounds. So that'll start on the, 35?
Zane Smith tried to save the ball in bounds before it went out, which really is a heady play if he can do it. But it does go out of bounds, and we're going to have a penalty.
So
that really is a heady play because if he can keep it in bounds.
If you remember, Wilmington last game, they kicked a couple of them out of bounds like that and gave the other team a 35-yard start.
So 6:35 to go, first half. It is Miami Trace with the ball at the 35-yard line. Wilmington Hurricane leading 14-7 here at Miami Trace Stadium on an overcast night. It started sunny and glare, and now the forecast, if I am a junior weather person, would be rain imminent.
Officials are looking to the sky.
Maybe not. We'll see. We've been fooled before. There's a rollout pass complete.
Up to the 40, it
That's
looks like.
Weston Melvin to number 34, Austin Bodecker. Nice looking play there, Rick.
Nice gain.
So a 5-yard gain, but a good looking play. Roll out, clean look, clean catch.
Now, with a 2nd and 5, you've got any way to go you want now.
Flags down. What do we have?
I think it's movement.
False start.
Right.
False start, Miami Trace. So what started a 2nd and 5 is now going to be a 2nd and 10.
Just a heads up for anyone that's watching the game tonight, keep an eye on the Campus Nation website in the event this game does get postponed. so that you know when tomorrow's restart will be.
Well, we're not there yet, so yeah.
No, I'm not trying to put a hex on it, but I'll tell you what.
Mrs. Phillips is shooing Mr. Phillips to quit talking.
These clouds over here now are looking pretty ominous.
Yeah, but we're not in any postponement mode, so stop that, Rick. We're playing ball. There's a pass, quick pass, almost caught on the.
He did the tip play.
Almost tipped it to himself. That's Ashton Connell. Interesting play. That's a.
Yeah, the wind is picked
Melvin went back to pass, gunned it. It was tipped by Connell to himself, but he couldn't hold on the second time. Where's Dorothy now in Kansas?
Well, that's true. The wind, as you can hear, even on our microphones, the wind is starting to pick up.
There's a keeper by Weston Melvin, and he is stormed over by the Wilmington defense. Now, the weather is the most amazing thing in this state.
The wind is starting.
When we got here, it was 95 degrees and sweating and hot, and nobody could breathe. Now we're in almost a tornado-like conditions up here. Our stuff is blowing everywhere. Fans are starting to scurry for cover.
Yeah, I think they anticipate that if we don't get rain, we're going to get some severe wind.
There's a punt by Weston Melvin that hops out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. So let me ask you guys, which type of weather do you like better? The hot, balmy, can't breathe, or this windstorm that we're under?
Well, the wind,
or none of the above.
It makes it a little difficult for the players if you're trying to pass. You'll almost turn this into a running game unless the wind is to your back. But right now, the way the clouds are coming and the wind is coming from the west, and we're looking at the west. This field runs true north and south.
There's Thad Stuckey again, doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage.
So
maybe got a yard.
Yeah, the wind and the weather it's coming at us. But there's been no rainfall yet.
Well, the wind is definitely a factor. Can you imagine we started this game in upper 90s with heat beyond
Yeah, it's 84 now, I think.
Well, it doesn't feel 84. It feels
well, that's because of the wind.
Colder than that.
Yeah. It's because we're soaked with sweat, and now the wind is cooling us off. That's what it's all about, Tony. Science. Oh, good stuff. Trace right on top of that. They were having nothing of it.
That's number 26 again, Thad Stuckey, who's getting the workhorse load tonight.
Got to batten down the hatches.
Is McCoy hurt or out? Let's see if I spot him anywhere. 24. Well, he's there on the sideline, but I don't recall him having a play from scrimmage.
24?
Usually it's a split backfield
he's
situation.
On the field.
No, he's on the sideline. Whistles blow, and let's see, do we have another procedure penalty? No, a timeout for Wilmington. So Wilmington signaled for a timeout with 3:58 to go first half. It's Wilmington 14, Miami Trace 7. It's CampusNation.com. It's the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. I'm Tony Mancuso with Rick Phillips on the color. Sydney Phillips is relation. They say no relation. Can we say yes relation? Is the engineer in charge of the electricity. Joe and Chase Holdren, grandpa and grandson on cameras, and Dean Thompson on the field camera. Almost got hit with a pass that came almost 25 yards away from
But he has not been hit by lightning.
There's Isaiah Wriggling on the end around play. Cuts it back inside. Going to make it to about the 35.
Probably picked up 5 or 6.
Brings up another fourth down and probably another punting situation, which it is.
Yeah, I would say
Parker Henry trotting on the field for the punt on fourth down. It's about 4th and 10.
But you see, with this wind, which usually comes in before a front comes in, before you get rain and that, with this wind, the clouds are blowing very quickly over us. So we may get, unless there's rain back there,
May get nothing.
in all that gray matter back there.
Parker Henry with a snap.
Nice.
Boots it out of there.
Nice.
And it is going to roll, 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 roll. And it is down inside the 9-yard line. What a change of flipping of field position by Wilmington's punter, Parker Henry. A great punt, perfectly placed, perfectly played by Wilmington on the down inside the 10. When you draw it up on the computer or on the chalkboard, depending on what age group you are, you don't draw it up any better than that. Or on the tablet. If you're a teenager, you drew it up on the tablet. Only someone in their 30s draws it up on a computer. People our age draws
what
it up on
happened to the
chalkboard.
whiteboard? Yeah, the whiteboard.
Chalk,
the
yeah, chalk or whiteboard. All right, resetting. It's 1st and 10 from about the 8-yard line for Miami Trace. Great punt, great flip of the field position. An inside handoff is stacked up.
Now would be the time for Wilmington, as much as possible, to keep the defense on and try to stop Trace deep in their territory because of the wind, because of the adverse conditions right now that are blowing through this stadium. It would be very difficult if they had to punt from close to their end zone to Wilmington. It might only go to maybe the 30 or 35-yard line.
You're right. It's a big change of possession here if Wilmington can get it stopped. Weston rolls out and completes the pass.
Nice pass to the 20.
It's going to be a 1st down throw and catch.
So the wind is having no effect
on the receiving end of that.
Yeah, no effect on that spiral.
Good looking throw, good looking catch. So that gets them out of their hole.
The shadow of their goal line.
2:12 to go, 1st half. Clock running. The rollout pass is going to be caught.
Good move.
That's Weston.
Good spin.
Hitting number 33.
Looks like another 1st down.
Landon Cope.
Yeah, another 1st down.
So Miami Trace on the march. 2 good.
They're picking up chunks of real estate here.
The officials have stopped play. What do we got? We don't have a timeout.
It's not weather related.
Nope. Even though I saw more lightning. But it does look far away.
Yeah, it's starting to, I think it's starting to move
dissipate,
quickly.
Correct. There's a pass is
almost
incomplete.
Picked off.
Weston Melvin's throw incomplete.
Good defense.
Good
number
defensive
2.
play by Tanner Killen. That's the coach's son, right?
That's right.
Nice play.
One of his sons.
Nice play. So clock stops with 1:39 to go. 1st half, 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line of Miami Trace as this drive marches on. Melvin back to throw, guns it deep, and
good catch!
Caught.
Good catch!
There's a flag down. I think there's going to be interference on Wilmington. However, the pass got through and was caught.
That's right, he
Weston
caught it anyway.
Melvin to Ashton Cano with a great catch. Beautiful throw by Weston Melvin. Takes the ball inside the Wilmington territory. I'm sure there was a pass interference on the play anyhow, but it's going to be waved off.
Well, the Panthers in this set of downs, they have gone to the air more, and they've been more successful than even the run.
I would agree. 1:26 to go. Should be plenty of time. The clock should not be a factor on this drive. There's a rollout pass and a throw in the sideline, and that is also, is that caught?
No, it is not.
must have hit the ground because he looked like Ashton Connell looked like he came down with the ball on the far sideline, but
Must have dropped it on the
must
way
have
down.
juggled and hit the ground. But a nice effort by Connell, the senior receiver for Miami Trace.
And in this so-called hurry-up offense, it's benefited Trace. Trace has done a lot better with this offense that they've been deploying with the passing.
1:12 to go in the first half. It's second down now for the Panthers.
Oh, fumble.
Ball is mishandled by Melvin, and he fires it up, and it is almost intercepted.
Number 11 just missed it.
That was not well advised by Weston Melvin. The play was.
Well, he fumbled. He got a bad handoff or a bad pitch back, and so he had to pick the ball back up. He was off his guard right there, and he tried to throw it when he shouldn't have. He should have just maybe tried to run a little or just take a knee.
Well, to throw it up in the air like that was dangerous, and Wilmington did not come down with the interception.
No, he was lucky that Wilmington did not, because they were right there on the spot.
So now we're 3rd and 10 on the 45-yard line of Wilmington. Big drive for both teams.
Nice
Melvin
pass.
Back to
nice
throw
pass.
And running wide open.
Down
is
to
number
about
17,
8 or 9
Jaden
yard line.
LeBeau.
10-yard line. Down
Weston Melvin
15.
found the open receiver, just laid it out there for Jaden LeBeau to run underneath.
So they're at the 15-yard line with 56 seconds to go. Plenty of time.
Like we said, time is not a factor on this drive. They march very efficiently. And like you said, Rick, all through the air, that ball's incomplete on first down. But all through the air, and you are right, they have been very effective with the short passing game. Very impressive.
Yeah, usually they're eating up like 8-10 yards at a time with this offense, and it's working.
So it's now 2nd and 10 on the 15. This is a big defensive stand for Wilmington.
And as you can hear, it's still windy.
Don't kid yourself. There's a slant over the middle. I think the ball is
missed.
Incomplete.
Yeah. That was good. That slant is exactly what you'd want down there at the goal line.
Well, he had one-on-one coverage over there. And the throw to number 34, Austin Bodecker, ball's incomplete. So this is a big 3rd down here. 3rd and 10 with 44 seconds to go.
Typically, the slant play is harder to defend because you usually have your defense trailing. So it's harder to pick that kind of a pass off.
Whistles blow, and I think we're going to have
Timeout.
a timeout for Miami Trace.
So Trace takes a timeout with 44 seconds remaining. They have a 3rd and 10 on the 15-yard line. This is Campus Nation, the Internet Sports Authority. Tony Mancuso calling the play-by-play. Yours truly, Rick Phillips, with a little bit of color. My wife, Sydney Alexis, she's doing the switching and the replays. We've got Chase Holden right now doing the press box camera, and his grandfather Joe, he's sort of watching everything, making sure we're doing it right. He did the first quarter. Chase switched off in the second quarter. Dean's down there working double duty. He's down there in the end zone.
Where'd he go, Joe? Where is he?
He's Joe's right behind you.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, Dean's down there trying to keep his camera from blowing away.
Joe's doing a great job standing behind us.
Joe's making sure.
He's doing a wonderful supervisor job. Making sure we're all working hard. And
yep.
He's hardly working, I think.
All right, can they tie it up? That's the question.
44 seconds left.
And there's always the field goal.
I think they're not thinking field goal here, Rick.
Well, not right
now. They want touchdown. There's a handoff to LeBeau, cuts it back, makes it, and he's still on his feet. He is still on his feet. What a run.
That's a first down.
Jaden
That was
LeBeau.
all effort. That was
run.
all effort.
He was stacked up.
He was not going to be denied.
Now it's 1st and goal with 33 seconds to go.
Kudos to that young runner.
Is that a nice game? There he goes again, and this time he's not denied from the end zone.
He's in.
A touchdown drive. If I'm not mistaken, that's a 92 48-yard touchdown drive.
Yeah, remember we were talking about trying to hold them
Right.
in close to the the goal line, and that did not work.
So much for that plan. As Jaden LeBeau, the workhorse running back, takes it in for a 5-yard touchdown run.
With all that up-tempo passing, then the last two plays, they were on the ground and they picked up substantial yardage to punch it in.
What a march. Here's Zachary Warnock with the point after, like we said, number 89, the kicker.
Going for the tie. Oh, we got whistle. Motion.
The old days used to have kickers like Gino Capoletti, who no one's ever heard of, Lou Michaels, who no one's ever heard of.
Is he related to Al Michaels?
No. Those guys used to wear numbers in the 80s. That was in the 1950s, Sydney.
Yeah.
Even I wasn't around.
So
then.
actually, this could be a little better as far as for a extra point. It's more like a little field goal here.
Zachary Warnock on the point after attempt. Snap is down and the kick looks good, and it is.
It is. We're tied up.
So Warnock, the point after touchdown, makes it 14 Miami Trace, 14 Wilmington, with 23 seconds left in the first half. What a drive, Rick.
Yeah, that was the drive of the game so far.
92 yards, mostly in the air. CampusNation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. The pictures look great, which means...
Yeah, we want to remind everybody, you need to subscribe so that you'll get the alerts.
The pictures look beautiful. Gorgeous.
This is a beautiful stadium,
Gorgeous,
a beautiful campus here at Miami Trace. A lot to be proud of here if you're a Panther. The new high school just opened last year. The new turf here in the stadium, the new press box and stands. If you remember, they used to be a part of the old Miami Trace High School. That's all gone now. They've got these new stands, and this press box is very similar to the press box at Mount St. Union or Mount St. Joseph in Cincinnati. It may not be quite as wide or deep, but it certainly is as wide, and it's got the balconies on either end. I think they do the camera shots that end up on the big screen television, and they've got a great scoreboard. I'd say probably the best at the high school level here in this area.
It's got video.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk to Troy Deals when we get our video scoreboard here.
It's got video.
They could run the Campus Nation repeats.
There's a squib kick by Warnock that is fielded by Wilmington and knocked out of bounds at about the 28. So let's see what Wilmington does. You might see the old knee as the clock runs down.
They might try one pass.
Maybe they will try. Who knows?
One pass. Try to get behind the defense. Try a pass. And because even if you were to, let's say you were to throw one deep and it got intercepted, it would be very difficult for Miami Trace to convert that to any points.
Well, let's see how Wilmington plays it. Let's see if they try to run a play or they're in kneel-down formation. They are lined up in their traditional run formation with the fullback and the tailback Stuckey lined up behind the fullback. So they do try handoff to Stuckey, and there is a hole, and he bursts across the 40, still on his feet to the 48. He wanted a face mask.
Good run.
Are we going to get do they have a timeout? Yes,
Wilmington
they do.
Calls a timeout.
Timeout Wilmington. So a big run by the junior running back, Thad Stuckey, who's gotten most of the load tonight for Wilmington. Had a nice game last week, Rick.
So Parker Henry is going to be in play here more than likely unless they can throw to the end zone. Parker Henry, we've seen him kick them in practice from 40 to 50 yards out. Now, it's a little different in game condition, but certainly if Wilmington could get between the 30 and the 40, that would give Parker at least a shot at making a field goal here.
Well, I think he has wind to his back.
He does. Well, wind to his side and back.
Yeah. So let's see how Wilmington plays it with 10 seconds to go. They do have a timeout, Rick, which is key. McElroy,
Oh, got a flag.
I think there's going to be a,
Motion.
yeah, probably a motion penalty.
Someone left early.
The officials huddle up with the flags on the field. Let's see what we're going to get.
I think they're probably talking about how many seconds to put on the clock.
Well, the clock says 4 seconds. Let's see how the officials mark this.
So 6 seconds.
They are going to mark a motion penalty against Wilmington.
Well, they're going to keep 4 seconds on it.
Well, let's try something here. I agree. You only got 4 seconds to go. The likelihood
You'd have to pass. That's
of
about
a
the only
pick
thing you've got.
six or a problem is probably slim. So let's see what they do. It is Stuckey into the line, and he's going to be buried at about the 45-yard line. And we're going to come to the end of the first half.
With no rain.
Can't get any closer than this, Rick. It's 14 for the Wilmington Hurricane, 14 for the Miami Trace Panthers. A very good ball game here at Miami Trace Stadium at the half. CampusNation.com, YouTube channel of Campus Nation. The teams are leaving the field into their respective locker rooms. We must say that the weather has held out. And really, it's kind of comfortable because it's not hot and scorching like it was when we started. And the band is coming out, Sydney. So we'll get some halftime band entertainment by the Miami Trace Panthers. Well, both bands are here. Let's see if they let Wilmington do a set first.
We want to remind everybody the Clinton Massey game at Anderson has been called off because of bad weather. So that game will resume tomorrow at Anderson at 10 a.m. And hopefully we will not suffer the same consequences here in the second half.
I don't think we're going to, Rick.
I think it's going to blow over. No, but I see some rain, so I may have to go down and bring Dean in.
Will he melt? But the camera will melt. So Dean won't melt, but his camera that he's working might. It's an expensive piece of equipment, and we don't want it wet. So we have a little bit of rain even coming in our press box, but it's not like a downpour. It's kind of a drizzle, which I don't think will affect a stoppage in play. Hey, the kids will just have to play in the rain, which used to be something that kids look forward to, playing in the rain. I don't think that's a common thing anymore. I think about my kids who are in their late teens and 20s. They didn't want to be in the rain, and they're in their teens and 20s. What about kids that are 6 and 7 years old? Do they like rain? No? Probably not, says Sydney. We loved it when we were kids. See how the worm has turned? Nowadays, the kids don't want to be out in that rain. So let's hear if we can pick up the Wilmington marching band, who is here first out on the field at halftime. It's Wilmington 14, Miami Trace 14. Let's see if we can pick them up. Will we pick them up? Will the sound of the band pick up? We get the word from Sydney that most likely not. Let's see if it stopped raining, though, because we do want to let the fans enjoy both bands, because it looks like both are going to play. Got a long halftime, a 20-minute halftime. You lock us in? Are you able to wipe down the... Yeah, because they look like water stains. Yep, good. Is this one? Well, Dean Thompson is back from his sideline camera. And Dean, we heard that a ball almost came within 30 yards of you, and you were scrambling to get out of the way. I think we'd be safe to open that window, Rick. I really do. Yeah, try to open it. Open it up. We're safe. At least we can hear the Wilmington band and the Miami Trace band when they take their turn. Maybe we called that too soon. The national anthem of Ohio, Hang On, Sloopy. Not Snoopy, Sloop, Sloop with a L. So Wilmington band makes their way off the field. We're going to get some rendition and performances by the Miami Trace band. Can they hear it, Sydney? Probably. Right. Probably. Well, I've been asked to promote the BTS Sports Show, which stands for Bill, Tony, and Steve. I'm in the middle as the T. We're not sure next when we're going on exactly. There was a rumor it was going to be Wednesday, then there was a rumor it was going to be Thursday. If there's the third rumor was Sunday, but the T part of that group can't do it Sunday night. You know why, Sydney? Have a fantasy football draft. And here comes a Miami Trace marching band. Let's see if we can get an ear of the Miami Trace band. Very Superstitious, Rick, by Stevie Wonder and the Miami Trace Band. Here's an anthem of the 80s. Eddie Murphy and Party All the Time. Here we go. I like it. I like that song. You don't connotate Eddie Murphy as a singer, but he did have a hit single in the 80s, and this is it. Do you have a favorite Eddie Murphy movie, Rick? Coming to America was the classic. Beverly Hills Cop, of course. Trading Places. I have one. I believe it was called Distinguished Gentleman when they got some kind of a congressman had the same name as him, and he ended up being on the ballot and winning. That one didn't get as much publicity as some of the big mega hits, but it was funny. And he made later fame as what? The donkey in Shrek? Yes. The cartoon donkey. The comic sidekick of that show. All right. So as we wind 4 minutes and counting inside the first half, heading toward half number 2 here at Miami Trace Stadium, it is Wilmington 14, Miami Trace 14. It's campusnation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. The sister station is 106.9 WZALPFM. You can catch this show or this broadcast and all the other shows and programming on one of those 3 platforms. Facebook Live. Are we rolling on that tonight? No, we're not. Facebook Live was last week's broadcast. This week, of course, back to the normal campusnation.com website, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. Of course, if you didn't get a chance to watch this game live as it unfolds, those games will be posted on the website and on the YouTube channel site at some point where you can go back and watch it as many times as you want and pick up all the action from Miami Trace Stadium. It's halftime. The whole crew is now up in the press box because I think they were worried about melting or getting rained on. Who was the first one up here? Dean was racing to get dry. All right, we get a word from down the side of the press box that there is going to be a lightning delay. We hear that from the official press box announcement that there's going to be about a 30-minute delay for a lightning delay here at Miami Trace Stadium. So if you're tuning in expecting the live action of the second half, we are eventually going to get to it, hopefully. But right now we're in a lightning delay here at Miami Trace Stadium. The score is Miami Trace 14, the home team Miami Trace, the visitor Wilmington Hurricanes 14, Hurricane 14. So Rick, are we going to talk about something, or are we going to go to some other programming? Tell me, you're in charge of this mega media. So we're going to take a break since we are recording now, and there's no live broadcast if there's no live game. So hold on, folks. We are eventually going to have a second half. It's coming soon. It's coming at some point. But the lightning has dictated a delay, and that's what we're going to do. So for now, campusnation.com, YouTube channel of Campus Nation, and all the other affiliates on our network. Stand by. We'll be back. All right, we are back for the start of half number 2 after what was called a 42-minute lightning delay. So here we go. We're back at Miami Trace Stadium. There's the kickoff. Warnock kicking off for Miami Trace, and there is the kick return, number 3. That's Adrian Cody on the kickoff, brought down at about the 30-yard line. So that's where Wilmington will take over. Second half just underway after the lightning delay. Let's reintroduce everybody. I'm Tony Mancuso. Rick Phillips is on the color commentary. Sidney Phillips, the other half of the Rick Phillips duo, is on the electricity and the technical stuff, as the first handoff of the second half is buried for a loss. The crowd and the players seem to be all fired up after the delay. Our cameramen are all up here. Joe and Chase Holdren, Dean Thompson. So it is 2nd and 14 now after the tackle in the backfield. McElvoy in the shotgun and tosses it out, and I think that might have been a wet football problem, as Thad Stuckey could not hold on. The throw was a little bit at his feet, but certainly catchable. Maybe the ball and the weather conditions impeded that pass and completion. So it's now 3rd and 14 as we're back underway here at Miami Trace High School. The beautiful campus of Miami Trace. Live it is 9:02, so we lost about 42 minutes from the lightning delay, but we're underway and we're playing football. There's McElvoy deep down the field, in and out of the hands of number 3, Adrian Cody. A well-thrown ball by McElvoy looked right on the money, but Cody could not haul it in as it's through the hands. Ball's incomplete, and we are now in a punting situation for Parker Henry and the Wilmington Hurricane. So they go 3 and out on their first drive of the lightning-delayed second half here at Miami Trace High School. Parker Henry back in punt formation. Snap is good, and the kick is booming again by Parker. Coming up for a fair catch, but letting it drop is number 22, Ashton Connell, and it rolls and rolls and goes down at about the 26-yard line. So a good flip of field position by Wilmington. Miami Trace will take over on the 27-yard line. Just got started here, third quarter action. It's Wilmington 14, Miami Trace 14, as Wilmington punts on their first drive and Miami Trace takes over. There's LeBeau busting up the middle, and he's got a first down run across the 35-yard line. Jaden LeBeau has run well in this ball game. Rick, you back with us? Not yet. Almost. The officials mark it just short of a first down. So it is second down and about a yard. There's LeBeau busting up the right side, and he might go. And he is just shoestring tackled. A touchdown saving tackle by number 3. That's Adrian Cody getting the shoestrings of Jaden LeBeau as he was racing down the field, breaking away for a touchdown. But a very long run by LeBeau. So Miami Trace marching again on their Wilmington 30-yard line on their first drive of the second half.
So, Tony, for those of you that are watching us on YouTube, you are seeing the game. If you tuned into the Campus Nation website, we can't get it up and operating on the website. That's a touchdown.
And there is LeBeau busting it open to the far right sideline, and a touchdown run for Jaden LeBeau at the 9:39 mark of the second half. Miami Trace gets back out to the lead for the first time in this game on a long touchdown run by Jaden LeBeau.
Huh? Yeah, that's all right. We'll get it here. If it goes to the third quarter and there's no problem, then we can go back down.
Here's Warnock's extra point, good. So now with 9:39 to go, Miami Trace busts out ahead for the first time. 21-14 is the score on a long jaunt by Jaden LeBeau for a Miami Trace Panther touchdown. Well, Rick, talk to us about all the technical stuff and tell our audience where we are with that.
Well, right now, we are live on our YouTube channel. So for those of you that have switched to the YouTube channel, if you were tuned into the original game that was on our website, the link to our website, we can't recreate because I don't have the we have all these passwords for everything, and I don't have the password. I'm going to have to put one with all the passwords on the computer, or put it on my phone so that I know what my passwords are for all the sites. So I have no way to go back in and reset the website on Campus Nation. But the YouTube channel is fine. So if you're on the YouTube channel, you are still getting the game in full glory. One camera. We are going to try to set up a second camera here. All right, let me see. Sound is on.
So here's Warnock's kickoff as we start the second drive of the second half by Wilmington. And out across the 30-yard line, that's Isaiah Wriggling on the kick return. Gets outside the 30, just over the 30 to about the 30 and a half yard line where this drive will start for Wilmington. They're going to put the nose of the ball on the 30. So 1st and 10 for Wilmington, trailing for the first time in the game, 21-14. So this will be Wilmington's first opportunity to play from behind. Let's see how they react. McAvoy dropped a pass, throws it out on the flat. That's caught by number 32. Owen Bloom. That's Owen's first catch of the game on a nice little rollout pass completed by McAvoy to Bloom. So good first down play by the Hurricane as they start their drive trying to get this game knotted up. McAvoy a handoff to Stuckey, and that ball's on the ground, and it looks like it is recovered by Wilmington. Jeff Valentine fell on the ball, so almost a disaster for Wilmington, but there is a flag down on the play anyway. Let's hear what we got on the field. The officials huddle up. I think it's going to be on the Hurricane as they are moving backwards. Do we have a Mountain Dew cooler here? Because I see Mountain Dew. I see it. No? No cooler?
No, I've turned this off. It's not coming through.
So a personal foul penalty on the Hurricane moved them back. We're on the 17-yard line now. First down, 15-yard penalty. So a minus 15 on that penalty. So it is now 2nd and forever.
All right, we've solved the problem with a second window that was open that was replaying our...
There's a screen pass out to Isaiah Wriggling, and Isaiah takes the ball back across the original line of scrimmage, so a good gain by Wilmington. Do we have another flag down, though? Another flag. I think this one's coming back, Rick. So Wilmington shooting themselves in the foot here as this second half action from Miami Trace Stadium. There's going to be another penalty. We didn't catch what it was. Must have been some sort of hold. Didn't catch the ref's call nor the signal. But it is a penalty on the Hurricane. So now we're back to 2nd and over 30 yards. McAvoy back to pass, looking down the middle, now throws to the far left, and that ball was up in the air to be intercepted, but it does fall to the ground. The closest receiver was actually number 22, Ashton Connell of the Miami Trace Panthers. The ball intended for Valentine, incomplete. So 3rd and forever now. 3rd and 32. That is a long haul for the Wilmington Hurricane to pick up a first down. McElvoy lined up in shotgun, no backs behind him, winds up and fires deep, and that ball is going to be almost caught through the fingertips of Wriggling, who looked like he had broken open. McElvoy back to pass, launches a deep ball to Isaiah Wriggling, and it goes through his fingertips, incomplete. So that almost went for a long gain by the Hurricane, but instead an incomplete pass. So Wilmington will kick it out of there. Parker Henry out on the field on a big, long 4th down. 4th and 32, they don't convert. So lined up in punt formation. You don't see this too much in today's football, where you have 2 deep backs for Miami Trace back on the punt return. Number 34 is Austin Bodecker, and number 22, Ashton Connell, both back. There's a timeout by Wilmington. Must have been some sort of mix-up on the sideline. That wouldn't be traditionally a place where you would call a timeout, but Wilmington does call it, and they huddle up with Coach Gillen and staff as there's instruction coming over that particular call. So we're 4th down, and we're still waiting on a long punt here by Parker Henry. We are on the YouTube channel, folks. Right now, not on the campusnation.com website. If you want the Wilmington and Miami Trace game, you're going to find it on the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. I'm Tony Mancuso. Rick Phillips is working all the electricity, trying to get us up and running after the technical lightning glitches of the first half, or the halftime. I bet you're getting the feedback from this mic. No? We are okay? Isn't it this mic picking me up? Yeah, that mic is what's picking me up right here. Why don't you just wear it, Rick? Why don't you just wear it? Yeah, just take it on the, put it on the headset. There's LeBeau up the middle, and he is rambling again, and he might go for a long touchdown again, and he does. A long touchdown run, 39-yard touchdown run by LeBeau. Jaden LeBeau, another long touchdown run at the 8-minute mark, so Miami Trace extends the lead. A 39-yard TD run for Jaden LeBeau, who is now piling up the yardage for the Panthers. Point after kick is good by Warnock. So it is now 28 Miami Trace, 14 Wilmington, with 8 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. How are we doing on the technical stuff? We okay or no? It's 28-14 here at Miami Trace Stadium as Miami Trace busts out with 2 third quarter TDs. Both long runs by Jaden LeBeau. He now has scored 3 touchdowns for Miami Trace. Miami Trace has really come out smoking in the third quarter. Two very, very long touchdown runs by Jaden LeBeau. So we've had some defensive breakdowns by Wilmington that need to get straightened out. Can't have those long jaunts for touchdowns. Right, we just heard unofficially that Jaden LeBeau at the 8-minute mark has 200 yards, 202 to be precise, unofficially. So that comes off the 200-yard, 230-plus yard performance last week by Riley Caldwell of Hamilton Ross. So the run defense of the Wilmington Hurricane needs fixed. Second week in a row, they've given up a 200-yard rusher. That's a problem. We have an injured Hurricane down on the field. Let's get the number. I don't want to say anything yet and scare any of the parents or fans or relatives. I think it's Adrian Cody, the junior wide receiver defensive back for Wilmington Hurricane, who is down on the field. But we'll get it official here in just a moment as he is being huddled around by the Wilmington medical staff and the coaching staff. And it is Adrian Cody who is down on the field being attended to by the Hurricane staff. 7:54 to go, and it looks like he's up. And the crowd's cheering. So here we go. 7:54 left in the third quarter. It's Wilmington trailing 28-14. So Wilmington, a good time to score because we've had some long, long runs. There's a nice first down run by number 11, Zane Cohen. Cohen gets across the 36-yard line. They're going to mark it at about the 39, and there's going to be some sort of face mask or horse collar penalty that's added on to the run, taking it all the way down to the Miami Trace 46-yard line. So Cowan with a nice run.
So I think we have figured out where we were getting the dual. We've got the problem hopefully rectified. We thought maybe there was even an issue with YouTube, but everything should be clear. Right now, the Hurricane are on the march and trailing by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. Hopefully they can get one here real quick and then still have plenty of time in the third to maybe strike again. Got to stop. Miami Trace has not been stopped, Tony.
Not lately, that's for sure.
That second quarter turned this game around.
There's a pitch to Cowan running hard. So Zane Cowan makes it inside the 40-yard line on a first down run. He brings up second and about 6. Make it 2nd and 4. 2nd and 3 is according to the official scoreboard. So a 7-yard run on first down for the senior running back. There's a pitch to Cowan, who races outside to the left, and he is going to be dragged down. No gain, and matter of fact, a loss. Haven't seen Thane McCoy in the backfield tonight. I wonder if he's hurt or some sort of other issue, but he's not spelled Stuckey. like we normally see out of the Hurricane.
Well, we discovered the problem. Tony was repeating everything that he said twice.
Hello, hello.
There you go, Tony.
How is everyone?
Uh,
Are you enjoying the game? I hope so.
is that attorney doublespeak?
Yep.
All right, we need this.
There's McAvoy on the keeper. Takes it to about the 36-yard line. Make it to 37, just short of the first down. So this is going to bring up a big 3rd and about 1. So 3rd and 1 for the Hurricane as we approach the 6-minute mark of quarter number 3. A big drive by Wilmington.
My wife has not learned to read my mind yet.
I mean, I hear cans opening. Is there any Mountain Dew or anything like that? What is that?
This is an energy drink, Tony. It can give you a heart attack, but we've got some more.
Well, I don't need that. There's Snell. He's a tough fullback, and he usually is not denied on short yardage situations. That's Josh Snell. I think they're going to mark his forward progress for the first down. It's interesting when Wilmington and Coach Killen need a yard or some short yardage play, it generally is Josh Snell, the junior, who grinds it out. And he did that time. Tough to stop on short
So a fresh
yardage.
10 on the 35. Hurricane need this touchdown. They need to put this in the end zone.
McAvoy back the other way to
That's a good play.
Stuckey.
Very good play. Yeah.
And that is down inside the 10, inside the 8-yard line. A back screen.
That was an excellent screen.
McAvoy rolling to his left, drew the defense to the left and threw a back screen to Thad Stuckey for a very long and prosperous gain to about the 8-yard line where it's 1st and goal, Wilmington. Nice looking play. Set up beautifully, roll to the left, throw back to the right. And Thad Stuckey took advantage of it, taking it down inside the 8.
So if the weather's good, we're going back to 2 cameras here in the 4th quarter.
The weather seems fine as McAvoy takes it down inside the 3.
It's going to be a close game. My wife giving me these looks.
Mark it at the 2. So McAvoy's quarterback keep brings the ball to 2nd and goal from the 2 as we're counting down 4:25 left, 3rd quarter. Wilmington threatening to score and cut into the 2-touchdown Panther lead. There's Stuckey, and he's in for the touchdown.
There you go, touchdown.
That's Stuckey, a 2-yard touchdown run.
All right, we're going to go down and get this second camera back up.
A very, very nice drive by the Wilmington Hurricane offense. That's Thad Stuckey with the 2-yard touchdown run, pending the extra point. We don't want to jinx it, but that would cut the lead to 7. And we're not going to jinx it, are we? Nope. So it is good. No jinx. Parker Henry, the point after touchdown, cuts the lead to 28-21 as both teams' offenses are clicking now. Second half action after the long delay. We've got 4:10 left in the 3rd quarter. Miami Trace 28, 28. Wilmington 21. All the characters. I'm Tony Mancuso. Rick Phillips is scrambling back and forth between the mic and the technical aspects. Sidney Phillips is the main producer on the broadcast, getting the show on the air and on the lines. Joe and Chase Holdren, the main cameras. Dean Thompson will be back in the end zone camera here shortly. So we'll have that view. It is Parker Henry lining up the kickoff. That was a big drive by the Wilmington Hurricane, in danger of breaking the game open, and instead they answer with a long touchdown drive of their own to cut this lead to 28-21 at the 4:10 mark of quarter number 3. Henry with a long kickoff, long boomer, and it's taken by number 34. That is Austin Bodecker, who has run out of bounds at about the 24-yard line, it looks like is where the officials are going to mark it. So Miami Trace starts their drive at the 24. There are flags on the field. Let's see what we got. What do we have as the officials are huddling up? The infamous official huddle, where they're talking it over. How many times do we wish we were inside the huddle, being able to listen to what they're saying? And there is some controversy, or not controversy, but there's perhaps a movement in modern broadcasting at the NFL level and maybe even the college level is to have those conversations live and mic'd so they go out over the air so the fans know what's going on. That'd be interesting. I'd like to have that. I think that'd be fun to know what they're thinking and what they saw and what they're talking about. There's an inside handoff to LeBeau, and that time Wilmington surrounds him. He's got 200 yards rushing according to the unofficial stats, so that's too many. 2 weeks in a row giving up a 200-yard rusher. Can't have that go on all year long, or we're going to have a long season for the Hurricane run defense. So no gain for LeBeau that time. 2nd and 10. Ball marked on the 14. There's a pitch. It looks like it's Austin Bodecker. No, make it number 33, Landon Cope. So Landon Cope on the end around pitch. It is a first down run for Miami Trace on a nice pitch to Landon Cope, who gets the first down. 3:20 to go, third quarter. CampusNation.com, YouTube channel of Campus Nation. The sister radio feed is 106.9 WZAA LPFM. There's Cope again. So Cope being used on 2 straight running plays, and he has taken the team on his shoulders on those 2 carries out to the 40. Another first down for Miami Trace. The Landon Cope show continues on this drive for Miami Trace. There's a pitch to LeBeau, and he breaks out to the 40 and is still going, and I think he's going to go for a touchdown. An unbelievable run by Jaden LeBeau, who looked like he was stacked up for a tackle. Instead, he busts out of there for another long touchdown run. A 60-yard run by Jaden LeBeau. What a run by Jaden. At the 2:42 mark of the second half, third quarter, what a show being put on by Jaden LeBeau, the senior running back. What a ball game. Point after kick is good by Zachary Warnock. So now it's Miami Trace 35, Wilmington 21, and the Jaden LeBeau show is clicking away here tonight at the Miami Trace Stadium, a home game for LeBeau. Got to be over 260 now in rushing. We have unofficial stats, so we'll catch up to you when we find out officially what he has, but my goodness, what a game he's having. On that play, it looked like he was stacked up and jammed up, and next thing you know, he's running for a 60-yard touchdown. Unbelievable. Wow. The Hurricane got to tighten up the run defense. I don't think that's any secret from what we've seen the first 2 weeks. Too many jailbreak runs that are just sprinting for long touchdowns. You got to get that stopped and fixed on next week's practice. Too many long runs. We just hear 253 unofficially for Jaden LeBeau. What a game. So the kick out of bounds to start this drive. How many times does that happen? A big, long momentum changing touchdown, and the kicker kicks the next kick out of bounds, which kind of flips the field position a little bit too much. I can think of one Bengals kicker that used to do that all the time. We loved him in high school. We loved him in college. We liked him early in his career for the Bengals, and toward the end, we didn't love or like him. Mike Nugent, named the all-time greatest college kicker. He seemed like he had a propensity to do that, though. There's a screen again. That play's been effective. This time it's to Isaiah Wriggling, who breaks some tackles across the 50. I like that play. It's a roll out to the right and then a back screen the other way. It's been very effective for the Wilmington Hurricane offense, and it goes for a long gain to the 49-yard line. Are there flags on the field? Now what? Let's see. Wait a minute. They kept the Wilmington team from going to the snap, so they still don't have an official call. What do we got? Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Miami Trace side and on the Wilmington side. So it's unsportsmanlike conduct on both teams. Of course, it offsets, so the gain and the play will stand. Must have been a little skirmish on the out of bounds hit, but both players flagged. So no yardage exchange or no field position exchange. So Wilmington is back on the attack, 49-yard line. McElvoy on the keeper this time, cuts inside to the 40 to about the 39. A nice run by Cameron McElvoy. Big run, big drive for Wilmington, big drive. They got to get this thing down and stay within a one-score deficit, because you get 3 scores behind at this late stage, it's going to be a long climb. There's McElvoy again, who's busting up the left side, breaks a tackle inside the 20, brought down at about the 8-yard line. Make it to 6. What a run by Cameron McElvoy.
All right, I think we've got camera 2 working as well. So now we've got the weather has passed. We are still just on the YouTube channel. We are not on our website. We won't be tonight. We'll try to put the full video up from YouTube on our website as well. Next week, we're hoping to do a dual stream between Facebook and YouTube. So you'll have a many-faceted choice. My wife's looking at me like, seriously.
McAvoy inside the 5 to about the 3. Wilmington needs a touchdown.
Yeah, they need it in the worst way.
You need a touchdown,
The problem,
Hurricane.
the glaring problem has been that Wilmington cannot
The
stop
run
the
defense,
run. They
right.
cannot stop
Had
the
a
run.
hard time.
Last week it was obvious, and this week it's just as
more
obvious.
obvious.
Yeah. Started out.
We've had 2 bad weeks in a row on the rushing defense. There's McAvoy on the keeper.
He's
cuts
in.
Inside, and yes,
And
he is in.
Is there a flag?
And another flag goes flying. So it's a tentative touchdown by McAvoy, but it looks like there's going to be a hold on Wilmington. Cameron McAvoy ran that ball in for the touchdown. However, forget it because it's not going to count based on the flag, so back they go.
So they're shooting themselves.
No touchdown. What you saw, folks, on the cameras was a touchdown, but it's called back.
So it's going to be at the 9-yard line.
Make it the 14.
14-yard line. 14-yard line. Yeah.
So it is 2nd and goal. No Wilmington touchdown.
But it is 2nd and goal, even
though
it's from the 14. Yeah.
Got to score.
Got to put the ball in the end zone. They've got plenty of.
Well, we did it, but called back.
This gives you better passing.
McAvoy back to throw, and that ball is batted down at the line of scrimmage. Looks like that was Dylan Altop who knocked it down.
I mean, conceivably, they could go for a field goal and not attempt the touchdown if they get to 4th down. But they tried that last week, if you remember.
No good. But
I
think
it was no good.
Yeah, I think
the game got away from them after that.
I think in this situation you need points. So if you get a field goal, might not be the worst thing for the Hurricane. This is a long way. 3rd and goal from the 14. Another whistle. We got a timeout? Yes, we do. Timeout, Wilmington.
So they want to talk this.
Coach Killen wants to talk about this with his staff and his players, which makes a lot of sense because this is a huge play. I know we say that a lot, Rick. There's a lot of huge plays because in the sport of football, there's always ebbs and flows and big momentum changers. And, of course, when you're down 2 touchdowns with the waning seconds of the 3rd quarter, you got to get your act together and get everybody on the same page because when you're down here in this situation, Rick, you got to score.
Right. They've got to come away with points. No question about that, Tony. If they were to get this close and no points were scored, that would weigh heavy on them. So they're down 2 touchdowns. They've got 3rd and 14 from the 14. They've got to get into the end zone.
3rd and goal. McAvoy back to pass, looking. He's flushed out of the pocket. He throws into the end zone, and it's broken up. What a nice defensive play.
That was good timing, too. No interference.
Beautiful. Who is that? It looks like number 6, Garrett Smith. Breaking up the pass. Great defensive play by Garrett Smith of Miami Trace. Garrett, the senior defensive back, knocking that ball away. So let's see what Wilmington's doing. They are keeping their offense on the field. This could be the swing of the game, Rick, right here. That ball was gunned by McAvoy, but a great play. Defensive play by Smith. McAvoy back on 4th down, and it goes incomplete. Intended for Tanner Killen. It's over his head. And Wilmington turns it over on downs. No points. Had a touchdown taken off the board and cannot score.
So down by 2 touchdowns. We're 15 seconds from the fourth quarter. There's still plenty of time, but there's not plenty of time if they continue to play the way they are, especially on run defense. Because Miami Trace will run from here on out. They're only gonna pass if they absolutely have to. Their run is working and it eats up the clock.
Well, it would have been nice to get points on that drive, but it wasn't meant to be. There's a pitch to Jaden LeBeau, who's out to the left, and there he goes again, Rick.
Each week it has been a particular running back that has literally just tore the defense to shreds.
About an 8-yard gain. When you're getting 8 yards a carry and your average goes down, but I think it's coming back because there was a hold. So erase that one from your memory, folks, because the gain is negated by the penalty, holding penalty on Miami Trace. So that's going to stack them up inside the 6. So they go backwards. Make it the 7. So it's going to be first and a long way to go.
So it's 1st and 17. The ball's on the 7.
Back to throw, and that's a completed pass to Jaden Rowe. Weston Melvin hits Jaden Rowe, breaking open across the middle.
And see,
and that's the end of the quarter.
You saw how fast that ball left his hands?
Yes.
Immediately. The touchdown that wasn't in the end zone for Wilmington, I think he threw it, it seemed like he held it just a shade too long because the receiver had opened up and he didn't hit him right when he was open, and it gave time for the defender to come over and knock the ball down.
Well, that gets us to the end of quarter number 3 here at Miami Trace. It is Miami Trace 35, Wilmington 21, as we spin the field and flip the field to the other side. It is fourth quarter action here as we go to the fourth quarter. CampusNation.com, the YouTube channel of Campus Nation. I'm Tony Mancuso with Rick and Sidney Phillips, Joe, Chase Holdren, and Dean Thompson, the crew here tonight at Miami Trace Stadium.
Chase is on the carpet down in the opposite scoreboard end zone, and Joe is on the camera manning it here in the press box. And Dean is watching to make sure that no one sneaks in the door.
That's a good idea.
He's taking pictures.
We need security.
Yeah, we got security. Dean will,
that's good.
Dean will keep them. I tell you, I have been shocked. I didn't think that that Miami Trace would come out with this kind of ferocity, and they certainly have.
LeBeau is stacked up that time. No gain. It's 35-21 at third quarter. Miami Trace leading Wilmington. As we start quarter number 4, clock running. Clock is Miami Trace's friend this quarter, Rick. That's their best friend. Keep it running. Tick, 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 tick. Run clock, run clock. There's a pass that is caught, and there he goes for a long, long touchdown. Catch and run. Weston Melvin to Jaden Rowe for a 83-yard touchdown pass. 83 yards, catch and run. Weston Melvin to Jaden Rowe.
Got behind the defense.
Ouch.
Down the sideline.
That hurt.
Yep.
Wow. $83 yards, Weston Melvin.
Well, there's no question the Panthers are looking great.
I'll tell you, Wilmington's defense, we got to get it fixed, Rick.
Well, it's been primarily the run that has hurt them, but in this game there have been 2 long passes for touchdowns.
Yeah, they're just long runs and long chunk plays.
Well, passes and then they develop into a run.
It's just too many long gainers. Sometimes some of these plays seem like they're stacked up, and next thing you know, people are running down the field for 60 and 80-yard touchdown jaunts. It takes the wind out of you. So now they are 3 scores behind, 41-21 with 11:10 to go. When do we get to the running clock?
30-point lead.
Yeah, 30. So we're not there yet. The infamous running clock debate.
Yeah,
but
they'd have to score another.
We won't get into that.
No, I don't even think we'll get close to that. I don't think.
Not only we won't get close, guess what? We're not going to debate it either.
No.
So the case closed quickly. But we're not there yet, so let's not get hung up on that. 42 Miami Trace, 21 Wilmington. Long booming kick by Warnock. Isaiah wriggling inside the 5, brings it back out, and he's in trouble, and he makes it.
Actually cut back and lost some yardage.
Yes, he had it out to about the 15 and then tried to cut it back and goes backwards to about
limping.
the 10.
Shoulder or something. Shoulder. He's got a shoulder.
And he's limping, so that kickoff return led to an injury. Now, if we're ever going to get a touchdown drive, and it's got to be sort of quick, can't be a long time-consuming drive because, like we said, it is the friend of Miami Trace, the clock. $11:03 to go in the ball game. McElvoy in shotgun takes the snap, rolls to his left, and guns a pass that should have been caught in and out of the hands of Jeff Valentine. Wonder if the football is wet.
I think it's just the mental is starting to wear down Wilmington. They're starting to sort of overthink everything.
I don't know if we have a wet ball. The weather is leveled out. There's no adverse weather.
The field has still probably got some dampness to it, but the ball, they bring a ball in every so often. They keep it dry. I don't think there's anything with the wetness of the ball.
Yeah, that ball probably should have been caught, but wasn't. So
it was in the breadbasket.
2nd and 10. McElvoy on the keeper, breaks inside and cuts it back. Probably enough for first down yardage as he crosses the 20. So a nifty run by Cameron McElvoy. They're going to mark him short of it.
Like it's just shy.
Just short of the first down. No, they're giving it to him, Rick.
All right.
So it is a first down. First down, Wilmington. Nice run by Cameron McElvoy. 10:35 clock running. McElvoy on the keeper, busts outside. I think he's got another first down on the quarterback keep. He's having a great game tonight.
Yeah, he has had
yes,
a great
he
game.
has. Excellent game by Cameron McElvoy, the Wilmington quarterback, doing his best to keep his teammates in the game. He's had a very nice game. Very nice.
First and 10 on the 32-yard line. We have 10:26 remaining in this ball game.
He must have worked a lot over the school year in the spring and the summer because I see that his passes this year compared to last year are crisper, they're harder, they're coming out cleaner. So kudos to the kid for the hard work. As
another first down.
Completes the pass to number 6. That's a name we haven't called too much tonight. That's Mike Brown. So McElvoy to Brown, the sophomore, for another first down.
Mikey Brown is known for his basketball
That's
skills
right.
as well.
That's right. I remember the name. McAvoy guns a pass deep
Oh, now
downfield.
that,
Incomplete.
well, he couldn't have caught it, but the Trace defender sort of tomahawked and hatcheted the
Tanner
Wilmington.
Killen.
Yeah, but there was no chance he was going to catch the ball.
I'm surprised we don't hear Mom on that one, Rick.
Yeah, I don't know where Mom is. She's usually fairly vocal.
Mom is passionate, that's for sure.
She's been heard many times on our broadcast.
Because
she usually sits right under our window almost.
Tanner was pushed at the end of the play, but incomplete. McAvoy back to throw again, flushed out to the right.
Good coverage by Trace.
Nothing downfield, so he keeps it. Makes it to about the 43-yard line. Make it the 45 is where the official has marked it.
That was great coverage downfield by Trace. There was nothing to throw
McAvoy had no opening, you're right. Nobody open, so he looked and bought himself time and
just got as much yardage as he could.
Yeah, he's had an excellent game, Rick.
3rd and 7 here, and we are on the 45 with 10:01 remaining in the ball game.
I give Cameron a lot of credit tonight. He has had a good football game. Very good. McAvoy back to throw. Complete. That time Valentine did catch it. Another first down catch and completion. Cameron McAvoy this time to Jeff Valentine, who makes up for his last
We're in a hurry-up offense
drop,
here.
and it's effective. Cameron's good in this situation. When the pace is faster, I think he's more effective.
So I don't know what the ump is. Okay, so stopped it for a minute. I guess he was telling them they have to give Trace time to get set.
McAvoy back to pass, plenty of
Another
time.
Good pass.
Complete to Isaiah Wriggling at the 40-yard line. So a long march by Wilmington, and they are at a quick pace. Like I say, with the clock running down 3 scores, you got to run a quick offense, and it is churning the yards, but the clock continues to run. McAvoy stands in the pocket and guns it. A completion to Valentine, close to the 20. Now that was
nice.
That's as pretty of a play as you ever want to see.
Right, that was
back to pass, beautiful pocket, looking, waiting for his tight end to bust open over the middle and zip right to him, right on the run. Great catch by Valentine.
So they're sending a player out. I don't know whether he's hurt but it was an official's timeout. 9:20 remaining. 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. Got to punch this in fast. We still need 2 more scores.
I don't know if people post messages, you guys, but I'd like to know from the Wilmington fans some of the work that maybe Cameron did over the offseason, because his throwing this season is really, really different than what it was last year. It really is. Give the kid credit, because the ball comes out cleaner, faster, stronger. The new and improved version from last year.
So it looks like they're letting them take a break here. They're sending out some water, I guess.
Sure. I'm looking for Mountain Dew. Nobody still has given it to me yet. What's the deal?
Joe had some left over.
I need a Mountain Dew break.
He poured it down on the ground. Well, I guess they can't reuse the water. So it's not like with COVID you can save it.
What'd you say, Sydney? Yeah. McAvoy back in shotgun, no running backs, empty backfield, back to pass, clean pocket,
He's
now
got forever.
rolling to the right. Another ball into the end zone, broken up.
That was great defense.
Yeah, good, excellent defense by the Miami Trace secondary. McAvoy tried to fit it in there to Isaiah Wriggling in the end zone, but it is incomplete, knocked down.
He tried to thread the needle.
He did
had
get
it in there,
there.
But the Trace defense was all over him. See, they're changing the ball there.
So it's 2nd and 10. Clock stopped, which is a good thing for the Hurricane.
Not been a lot of penalties
No, well,
in this game.
there's been probably too many.
Well,
but
it seems like we've got good game calling tonight. We said that last week too. No glaring bad calls.
McAvoy keeps the ball. Looked like he wanted to get rid of it, but then
yeah, he
held
tucked
it
in
and tucked it in, and up he goes for about 5.
8:42 remaining in the ball game.
Right. The clock is the enemy of the Wilmington Hurricane.
Yeah, they are going to have to score, and then they're going to have some kind of a situation where they stop or have a turnover and they break one.
McAvoy on the keeper cuts it back to about the 15-yard line. It's going to bring up a 4th down play, and of course, there's no decision here. You're going for it.
4th and about 3.
This is the game.
So do
here.
you pass or do you run?
Well, you got to just get 1st down.
So
I think
you think you run?
You put the ball in McAvoy's hands and you let him make the play, and he does exactly what we predicted.
And he's
going all the way for a touchdown. Cameron McAvoy, just like we called it.
It looked like he was going to be stopped 2 or 3
What
times,
a
but
nice
it's like
run.
nobody wanted to tackle it.
He's taking this team on his back, and especially this drive there. He was flushed out and looked like a called quarterback keeper that he runs in for the touchdown. So Wilmington is still in the game at 7:55 with a nice touchdown run by the senior quarterback Cameron McAvoy. Kick by Parker Henry is good.
42-28. We are now down by 2 scores.
We have a game. It's not over yet.
No, there's still time, but it's going to require a turnover. I don't think that you can have a full possession even if they get stopped, like sometime into Wilmington territory. I don't think there's got to be a turnover some type. Wilmington's going to have to create an interception, fumble, something in order to get this ball back.
Well, let's try a 3 and out, and
that'd be the easiest way.
Right. Get them off the field quick.
But we know for fact that Miami Trace they're not going to pass unless they absolutely have to.
Well, the way LeBeau's been running, I don't know. Watch for some kind of trick kick by Parker Henry.
Wilmington's onside maybe.
Yes, Wilmington's special teams kickoffs have always had some sort of chicanery and trickery. And look, he has marked the ball as a squib onside kick type formation.
Well, now's the time to go for it.
Well, he is.
You got 7:55.
There it is, and let's see, it is fallen on by Miami Trace.
Didn't go 10 yards anyway.
Well, Miami Trace falls on the ball. Number 22, Ashton Connell, who's had a jack-of-all-trades type of game tonight, has been stellar on all phases of the game. Now on special teams, falls on that onside kick. You could tell it was coming, Rick.
Well, yeah, because he wasn't putting it on a tee.
Yeah, you probably had to do it.
Yeah, I think that with the time that's remaining, you had to make something happen.
I like the call. It just wasn't executed.
So the real question now is, can you still do a 3 and out?
3 and out. Got to count to 3 and then out. That's going to be a false start. No, a timeout. Timeout, Miami Trace. So the Miami Trace sideline, Coach Williams and staff did not like something that they saw. So a timeout is called with 7:53 to go. It's Wilmington trailing Miami Trace 42-28. Nice how the weather has leveled out, right?
Yeah, it is much better.
Hey,
we were able to put our second camera back down on the field.
It's great. Got a little treacherous there for a few, but now it's fine. Matter of fact, it's very, very comfortable. And you know what I say? Welcome to Ohio, folks.
That's
Most
right.
of you have lived here a long time, just like I have, and that's how it is. Went
Yeah.
from 90 to
If you,
20
it's like
degrees.
they say, if you don't like the weather, wait 10 minutes.
Yeah. It went from 98 and sticky and sunny where you couldn't breathe down to tornado looking conditions, and now it's very, very comfortable. Here we go. 1st and 10 after the recovery of the onside kick. And that is number 33 into the line, Landon Cope.
Got about 5, maybe 4.
Landon's had some carries tonight and some success. 7:39 and counting. That enemy clock is working against the Hurricane. 45-yard line of the Hurricane. There goes LeBeau. Now he's been jammed up the last 3 or 4 carries.
Yeah, they've finally figured
Yeah,
it out.
something clicked to where they realize that number 17 in the black uniform is pretty good for Miami Trace. We better key on him. So he's been stacked up. The last 3 or 4 carries, there's not been much real estate to navigate for Jaden LeBeau. Clock running. 6:40 to go. Yeah, they are kind of cool, aren't they? They're interesting. They're different. Black and white with some interesting striping. Wow, there's a great defensive play.
There is your
You were
play.
asking for a turnover. Let's see who's got the ball. It's on the ground. What a great defensive play by Wilmington. I didn't catch the number of who
I didn't see
knocked
either.
the ball away, but boy, what a great. I think it might have been number 45. That's Brett Brooks, who might have made the defensive play, knocking that ball away, but almost got the turnover you were asking for, Rick. But guess what? It's 4th down and a long way to go. So they're going to punt. So this 3 and out concept worked.
That's what we were looking for.
It worked. Thank you, Wilmington defense. So if you can score here, there's the punt.
Nice punt.
And it is wriggling with the catch and the return, and he busts out to the 35, 40, and out of bounds at about the 40. They're going to mark it the 39.
And it was smart to get out of bounds, get that clock stopped.
Here we go. Here we go. This game is not nearly over yet. What a great defensive stand by the Wilmington Hurricane defense when you needed it most. They stepped up and got it, and now they have the ball back with a chance to cut the lead to 1 score. This is it, Rick. Give me a touchdown here and you're...
It would certainly put the pressure on the Panthers.
Yes. A touchdown drive here.
After they were 3 touchdowns up, they probably thought they could take it easy.
There's McElroy.
Uh-oh, tipped.
Ball is tipped and falls incomplete. Dangerous, but no harm. Clock stopped.
If you folks out there have never come to Miami Trace, to the stadium here, since it's been remodeled, you need to make a trip up here. Even if you're not watching, obviously, Wilmington and Miami Trace, just come up here and watch one of their games. Just the venue, the campus, the new high school, which is behind us, behind the press box. All of it is just a fantastic facility and a great place to watch a game.
I agree. Totally agree. McElroy back to pass, and
that was tipped too, it looked like. I don't know whether someone else on the Hurricane side thought that the pass was to them or they were going to catch it or what, but it looked like it was tipped.
That's 2 balls in a row that have been tipped at the line of scrimmage.
So we got a 3rd and 10. I would say, in all reality, this is probably going to be the game. I don't know that if you kick it away,
Well, you're not punting here.
No, I know. Obviously, you've got 3rd and 4th down to try to make 10 yards.
You can't give them the ball back. Every series is 4 downs. So it's big 3rd and 10. McElroy back to pass. Plenty of time. Looking, and now he turns it upfield. Cuts inside, dances.
Well, he got half of it.
Got about 5 of the 10 he needs. So now it's a big 4th and 5 play.
But the clock is running.
Clock runs at 5:38.
So this is the game, more than likely. 4th and 5.
Got to convert.
Yeah.
Must convert.
So this is when you pull out that play that you need in just this situation.
So empty backfield. 4 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. No one in the backfield. And here comes the blitz, and McElroy gets out of it.
He's got a player,
and
but he didn't
throws
hit him.
Behind him.
He was open.
I think he had him open. A tough throw, rolling out to his right and throwing backwards. That ball intended for number 10, Kai Bozarth. Incomplete.
So the second time Wilmington has turned the ball over on downs.
Well, 5:01. That was big. Not over yet. Not over yet. But a big stand by the Miami Trace defense. 42-28. 42-28. Miami Trace in the lead.
Here we go.
That time is number 1 with the carry, Asher LeBeau.
Down to the 35.
Running backs must run in that family, Rick. I'm going to guess they're related. Going to make a guess they're brothers.
Very, very possible.
Maybe not.
Well,
But
the Panthers are in the driver's seat with 4:33 remaining in this game. Clock continues to run. They've got a 2nd and 1 on the 35-yard line.
there's Asher LeBeau
Got
again.
a flag.
I thought we had an illegal procedure, so the referee did see it.
Yeah, it's going to go back.
Yeah, I think it's going to go against Miami Trace. Yeah, motion penalty. I saw it.
I want to remind everybody next week we will be at Wilmington High School. They will be hosting the Owls of Mount Healthy. Mount Healthy at Wilmington, game time 6:45, right here on Campus Nation. And we believe we might be streaming that game on both YouTube and Facebook. Although we may, if we're doing the home game at Clinton Massey, we might have that be the game that streams on YouTube and Facebook. But both games should be on.
There's LeBeau, who is strung up. Now, whatever has changed, I give Coach Killen and the staff a lot of credit because now they've read LeBeau lately a lot. So he's had trouble finding real estate to navigate. The last 4 or 5 carries have been for little or no gains. So after running roughshod in the 3rd quarter, he's been held up some here in quarter number 4, Rick.
Yeah, now Bishop Fenwick comes in to play Clinton Massey next Friday night. They always have a good team as well. Most of the parochial schools, they usually have pretty strong teams.
So that game's at Clinton Massey.
That both
So
the teams,
Clinton Massey hasn't played a game yet, have they?
well, no, technically they haven't. They played. Well, I don't know if you know when the game was canceled tonight, whether it ever got underway or whether it was because it's quite possible that it didn't even get underway. If that's the case, they've not snapped the ball yet in a real game situation yet. But Massey only has 3 games at home this year, and all 3 Wilmington's at home as well.
There's a pitch, and we're going to have a reverse, and it's a dangerous play, but it is going to go for a long gain. A very dangerous call by the Miami Trace coaching staff. It looked like that play could have been a 25-yard loss.
Right.
Instead, Jaden Rowe makes the first wave of tacklers miss and busts it to the 32-yard line, and we might be close to being done here, Rick.
Other than the first quarter of play, it's been totally Miami Trace controlling this game. First quarter I would give to Wilmington, but the last 3 quarters, it's been Miami Trace.
Well, it was tied at the half, 14, but you're right. The game changed in the third quarter with all the long runs. There goes Cope, and he barrels ahead for another first down. So Landon Cope with about a 15-yard run, another first down. What's interesting about the way that the game has turned in the fourth quarter is LeBeau, the running back who ran crazy in the first 3 quarters, has really been shut down, and it's been the rest of the Miami Trace players that have picked it up. There's number 34, Bodecker. That might be his first carry of the game. Clock running, 2:55 and counting down. Wilmington trailing Miami Trace 42-28.
Clock's running. There's nothing they can do to stop it.
Well, the key would have been to get the touchdown on the last drive. When that did not go, it was almost all she wrote. Number 1 is Asher LeBeau.
Cousin?
Who knows?
Triplets?
I'm sure somebody out there knows. Third and 9, the clock at 2:07 and counting. We're getting to a situation where I think now we're just running out the clock, Rick. Looks bleak for the Wilmington Hurricane.
150 remaining in this game.
Asher LeBeau again.
All you have to do is say LeBeau, Tony, and you know it's going to. Oh, we got
flags. I think we got extracurricular.
This is the little chippiness that's occurring. Yeah. We've not had that tonight, but someone's either said something or done something that has upset.
I'm going to predict they call it on both teams again. Watch.
Yeah, they'll do that.
It'll be an offsetting personal foul. Let's see.
It is against Miami Trace.
All right, they called it against the
That's unusual.
Panthers.
Usually when you see that many flags.
It's not offsetting. Surprise. So it's going to bring up a 4th down play. Of course, you're not punting. You're just running out the clock, Rick.
Right. You'll try to run it. It's a 4th and 23. You're not really hoping to pick the first down up. I mean, it's possible.
Well, wait a minute. Here comes the backup offense. No,
So,
they're going to try a field goal? Oh, my goodness.
well, this is good. This is good. You know, what can it hurt?
They're going to try a 50-yard field goal.
Nope.
He wasn't going to make it, but there's whistles.
Yeah.
So the ball was snapped, and he tried to kick from 50 yards.
And okay, so there is a timeout for Trace.
It is far, far no good.
So do we think they're going to try to kick the ball again?
It'd be interesting. I don't know that it's going to matter in the outcome of the game if it's no
I mean,
good.
if that was Parker Henry, I would say yes. I don't know the Miami Trace kicker.
I mean, that's a long way to be blasting away a 50-yard field goal at this level of football, but hey, let's try it. Why not?
You think they're going to try it? I don't think they're going to try it this
Yeah,
time.
they are.
Are they?
They're lined up for it.
Yep.
Try it.
Still going to try it. Unless it's going to be a fake this time.
It's a 50-yard field goal attempt by number 89.
Do you think this was all a ploy?
Zachary Warren.
You think this was
no,
all a ploy?
I think they're going to kick it. And this time it is still going to be no good.
Same place.
Yeah.
It was left and it was short. Same. Well, I mean, at least he's consistent.
Would have been good. Well, the distance was about maybe 42 yards, 43.
Yeah, if he was kicking that from the 30, I say he might have had a better chance.
Well, the ball wasn't on
It wasn't
center.
straight. Yeah, that's the big problem. It's off to the left.
Why not try it? Heck, if you make it, it's a monumental thing for a kid in high school to be blasting a 50-yard field goal. Comes up short to the left. He had 2 shots at it and missed them both. Well, let's see what Wilmington can do. 1:07 to go.
Quick passes.
Wouldn't that be something if that field goal attempt caused you to get back in the game?
Look at
There's
this.
a screen out to Stuckey, who is racing down the sidelines, inflicts some pain at the end of that run. How about that? Thad Stuckey catching the screen pass and then inflicting some harm on the Miami Trace tackler.
59 seconds remaining in this game. Panthers 42, Hurricane 28.
I like the way he ended that run. He just blasted the defender.
I think that was a frustration blast.
Yeah.
He's a little frustrated.
He's a heady running back. I like his moxie out there. Runs hard. His good patience, good vision, speed.
So what are we doing here?
He's a good running back.
I guess the referee is hanging on to the ball.
What hurt the Hurricane tonight, Rick, I think, is just the long
It's a penalty.
defense. And they might have called a penalty on Stuckey at the end.
Well,
of
that's
that.
a 10.
Yeah,
that's a 15-yard.
It could be.
That is a 15-yard penalty.
And unsportsmanlike, because when he delivered pain on the Miami Trace defender. Is that what they're calling?
Well, it has to be 15 yards. You wouldn't have a major that's a major penalty.
We didn't hear an
It's got to be something flagrant.
We didn't hear an announcement.
So now they're stopping.
Come on, fellas. At least tell us what the penalty was.
I thought they had mics on. Well, didn't they have mics?
They haven't had.
What did they do? Turn them off in the last minute?
Haven't had not. We've heard it both ways. Sometimes they turn them on. Sometimes they don't.
I mean, if you've got them, you should use them.
Absolutely.
Okay.
This is the same play. Instead, McAvoy this time gets it out to Isaiah Wriggling, who crosses the 35 to about the 36 at the 51-second mark of the game. Wilmington trailing 42-38.
Someone down. on the Wilmington sideline. Looks like a Trace player. Well, he's up. Number 33.
All right.
A little bit of a
Limp.
there. He's having to
That's
hurry.
Landon Cope, who's had a big game as a running back, and he
hopefully he'll be ready for next week.
Limps off defensively.
Well, we say the Panthers have had a great opening night here. This is the first home game they've had, and it's going to be successful.
Well, one week you score 3, the next week you score 42. That's a big improvement. McAvoy back to pass, looking downfield, guns it, caught by Wriggling. Nice catch by Isaiah Wriggling.
He's
going out of 20 and out of bounds. There is a flag down.
Where is it?
That is a nice gain.
Yeah, but it might be coming back.
Beautiful catch by Isaiah Wriggling, the senior.
I think that perhaps he was past the line of scrimmage.
Might have. Let's see. I think that might be the call, Rick.
He looked like he had crossed the line of scrimmage.
McAvoy scrambling around trying to buy time.
Oh, it was against Trace.
Against Trace. So
the first down is good.
Counts. If you can get a ball to the end zone right now, at least you'll have an onside kick try.
Yeah, with 39 seconds, I mean, at least putting another score up on the scoreboard is going to be...
Take it to where you got one last onside kick.
Yeah, maybe they'll get it right this time, huh?
So the Wilmington kids, give them credit, are fighting to the gun. There's a bad snap, and
it's
that's
recovered.
it.
Oh, no.
No, McAvoy got it back. And it's dropped.
He dropped it.
What a play that was.
That was a strange pass, strange play.
Let's recount that one. We got it on replay. Yeah. What? Here we go. We had a botched snap, and then it looked like
Trace had
recovered, but then the ball popped out of the
Trace behind him.
Trace player, picked up by McAvoy, who makes something happen downfield.
Had an open.
Fires a pass to an open Tanner Killen that was incomplete. Wow.
A lot happened in that one play.
Interesting. 31 seconds to go. Had that busted, we had a shot here.
2nd and 10.
McAvoy back to pass, fires downfield to an open Isaiah Wriggling.
That was a pretty play.
And he just overthrew him just by a
missed. He
hair.
let him just a little. 25 seconds remaining.
At least Wilmington is throwing it into the end zone, trying to get points.
Yeah, like I said, if they could get one more score, I think that would be a little redemption for them. It's not going to be a win, but
so it's 3rd down with 25 seconds to go. McAvoy back to throw over the middle. It is juggled and dropped by Isaiah Wriggling. That ball was thrown a little behind Isaiah, who was juggling, and it ends up incomplete.
Well, I've got to hand it. Miami Trace has looked very good tonight. And they played a really tough team in Waverly. They were in the playoffs last year, and they went up against Clinton Massey. They'd had a good season last year as well.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I remember them. We didn't broadcast them, but I remember them.
Yeah, that was our Clinton Massey team, Matt Baker and company. Matt Baker's another one of those, has a day job as superintendent of Clinton Massey school system and then does broadcasting at night.
Awesome. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, he says he'll join us after he retires. So maybe you will.
All right.
There you go.
That sounds
it's a date.
Good. So 18 seconds to go. Everybody out wide right for the receivers on 4th down. McAvoy back to throw, looking, and now he's out of the pocket. And does he have a 1st down? I think he might have it.
It'll be close.
No,
Nope.
short.
So it was a 4th and 15 and just short.
Right.
Short by 2
Needed
yards.
a yard and a half more.
Yep.
So that's it,
That sort of
Rick.
spells
Yeah,
it there.
We're going to have a kneel down situation, I'm sure. Miami Trace is going to win this one. We got 9 seconds left on the clock, 9 ticks before this is a wrap. Interesting night. We had fun tonight because the weather we had all 4 seasons. Well, we didn't have winter, but we had 3 of the 4 seasons up here.
Well, we want to thank Joe Holdren, who's doing the camera here in the press box, and his grandson Chase, who is down on the field, along with Dean Thompson down there with him. And, of course, my wife, Sydney Alexis Phillips. And, of course, my partner in crime, I guess you could say, Tony Mancuso.
Why does it have to be crime? Can't
Well,
it be partner in
what?
In happiness.
Oh, in happiness. Okay, happiness.
In flowers or something nice.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Rosebuds.
Rose petals.
Yeah. Why does it have to be crime?
Well, you are an
Let's
attorney.
make it nice and gentle.
I would have excellent defense. Or, of course, it might have been a conflict of interest if you represented us both, since you were representing yourself. What do they say about an attorney that has a client for whatever it is, that has a fool
Person who represents himself
yeah, as a fool,
as
for a client. Yeah. Well, that's it. That's the game. The Panthers go 1-1. They win 42-28 over the Hurricane, who have yet to win. They're 0-2. Next week, they face the Mount Healthy Owls at home at Alumni Field. And Middletown Fenwick, or Bishop Fenwick, comes in to play Clinton Massey at Ireland Field. Both games will get underway at approximately 6:45, barring any unforeseen circumstances. Hopefully the weather will not affect us. And once again, as I said last week, it's good to see the teams line up at the 50-yard line and give each other high fives and shake their hands and everything. Didn't have that last year with COVID. They weren't allowed to touch each other, but it's all changed this season. So anyway, for the crew, the Campus Nation crew, this is Tony Mancuso and Rick Phillips, partners in Rose Petals. We wish you adieu. We will be back on the air next week. Same time, 6:45, only this time from Alumni Field in Wilmington, Ohio, and Ireland Field in Clarksville. So good night, everyone.